racing games.
Right. That's
He hates anything, right?
that's
He's not a
true.
burnout guy. He's not a Need for Speed. He hates every. So I get that, right? That he's a perfect candidate
Right.
because he hates all anything racing, even in real life. He hates driving. He hates cars. So that would make sense. You see what I'm saying?
He wants a tank racer.
Well, he didn't want anything dealing with cars, and I get that. Like that's perfect. So I wouldn't market game to him. He wouldn't be that candidate. But for a person like me, it was right up my alley, and that's why I enjoyed it. Put in hours and stuff like that. I think I'm maybe 400 hours worth of time, and I got to split that between iRacing and the Seta Corsa competition and a couple other races. But
I
a
would
lot of
prob
people are like, oh, that shit's boring. That shit's boring. I don't want to hear about it. But it's like, okay, well, that's my cup of tea.
nah, but JW, you're an extremist. And welcome, chat. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys having a good weekend.
Oh,
You're an
we live.
extremist.
Salute, salute, salute.
Yeah, bro. When I realized you were spending upwards, and correct me if I'm wrong, to like over $1,000 for a steering wheel,
Oh yeah,
right?
they get expensive, man. They yeah.
Right.
It's that's why I tell anybody if you're getting into sim racing, don't pull a J Dub or don't pull the diehard guys. Like start slowly. Go to cheaper Thrustmaster unit, then work your way up to Fnatic, then work your way up to you know other other ecosystems and stuff because it's expensive
Right.
and it's not really just a toy; it's an actual simulator. So if you're doing it just to play Need for Speed or some shit like that, like the dude, don't waste your time.
Yeah, bro.
That's a
VR
that's a
must be crazy with that shit, bro.
it is talking about like it's a workout, man. I'm saying you're sweating, your muscles and stuff are tense. It's a real workout. It physically works you out, not only just that and and mentally. It's like you can fit in. It's the cheapest. It's the cheapest way to do simulation sports.
Mm.
Think about it. If you go to do a amateur track day or something like that, tires are going to cost you. Renting a car or buying a car, that's going to cost you. Gas, all kind of fees and stuff like that. So,
So, yo, chat. By the way, I want to give a shout out to J Dub because I hit up. This is who I hit up. Ready? I wanna say a fuck you to Porter Rock, a fuck you to King Thrash, a fuck you to Jack Johnny. But Jack got to me late. But listen, shout out to Thrash and P Rock. I'm sure they're with their family or doing whatever. But you know, J Dub, I hit him up. He's like, I'm there, bro. I'm like, J Dub, I need you, bro. My co-host is always like, I'm there, bro. So shout out to my man J Dub, bro. I really appreciate you. Um,
yeah.
and look,
No, definitely, man. I always tell you, man. Listen, man. You need me, whatever. Just hit me up. You already know I got you, man. If I can, I got the kids. They're all doing their thing. They're all,
usually you're busy with the
fed.
kids.
Yeah,
You,
yeah, yeah. We're busy taking care of the kids and all their sports events and all the different stuff. So, but we got them taken care of, and most of my gaming, Blaze, is mostly at night, man. Once the kids are asleep, once everything calms down, then that's when I put in my gaming time. So,
so J Dub, can you bring me up to speed here? So
hmm
I thought we weren't getting any more games from Xbox.
hey,
What's going on?
listen. Come January, I was told that it was a pipe dream, that it was just a wish list, a fanboy port begging wish list. There was no games coming. Then I think February, Phil came out and said, "Oh, it's 4 games. It's just 4." He said, "Don't take that as a sign that more is coming." And then 2 months after that, yeah, we got more coming. And now here we are, another 2 months after that. It's like every 2 months, there's that Microsoft comes out and say some stuff is coming over. And at this point in time, it's the whole slate is coming. The only thing that's holding it up is, it takes development time to port these games.
So is
But
Forza
trust
is coming?
the rumor. Okay, so here's the rumor, right? Forza Horizon, Flight Simulator, the new Gears, and Indiana Jones. Oh, and don't forget Starfield. That's a long one. I'm not saying it's going to come next week, but there's supposed to be an announcement this coming week that tells you about one of those 4 games, the next set of 4 games. And don't forget, Phil Spencer himself said that Sea of Thieves was a test bed. He said it was they were just going to test it. Well, that was successful because Satya is out there saying, hey, we got 15 Microsoft Studios games that's in the top list on a PlayStation platform, yada yada yada. So, if you listen to them, they're telling you exactly what it is.
Now,
By the way, just for the record, everybody in chat, salute to y'all. Um, I'm against it. I mean, I know, I do the Twitter thing. I'm against it because I know where this is going to lead. Blaze, you know where this is going to lead, right? This is going to lead to that console going away.
right?
That's what it is. And I want the console to stay. I want them to fight for it. I mean, obviously, I can't force them to do something they don't want to do, but that's
You don't
that's
want Xbox games coming.
I don't.
Wow. Like
I
all
don't.
trolling aside, so you want Xbox to have a healthy ecosystem, a healthy console space, but
Absolutely.
that's like
Gaming is better when you have competition. Gaming is better when I know people that say exclusives don't matter. Those are the people that don't have exclusives, right? If you have good exclusive, you ask any Nintendo guy, they're not going to tell you that exclusives don't matter. You ask any PlayStation guy, they're not going to tell you that exclusives don't matter. It's only the PlayStation guys that says that. And by the way, the PC guys that say that shit, those are former Xbox guys. Those are guys that they were Xbox guys. They got tired of getting mocked and ridiculed and poked fun at, and they jump on PC and suddenly try to claim they're the master race guys or whatever. But real PC guys don't play those fucking console ports. They're not sitting here waiting for that shit. They play
I,
their Dotas, they play their CS:GOs, and they mind their own fucking business.
I heard you on Moots' show, um, and they were because people clip everything put on Twitter, and
Yeah,
they were talking about Cyberpunk, and you're like, yeah, it's like a mod you can put VR on and shit. Uh,
yeah,
and you're right, it's not a full experience. Um,
yeah. It's not a native game that they
native
made
VR
to
game, right?
build, take advantage of the controls and everything else. You're right. Now I'm not saying you can't turn a 2D experience into a 3D experience and have some fun with it, but my concept is anything that you have to mod is not native, and there's going to be some bells and whistles that you're going to like, and some things that it's just you're not going to like.
See, me, J Dub, personally, when I was
Mhm.
looking into PC gaming, like The Witcher 3, what's another one? Like a Skyrim. Like I'm like, you know what? I want to fucking mod my game. That's like for
Yeah,
me it was like a reason to buy a PC. I'm like because there was no real exclusive on PC that I'm like, oh, I need a PC because I want to play this game. It was just to
yeah,
make existing games look better. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
crazy that the community is like the developers are not even doing this shit. It's like a community mod, But I think mods are cool. But you're right. I've tried a bunch of VR mods, and it's usually you get an okay experience, but usually it's kind of like, damn man, I wish the developer would just add a real VR support, because it can
Yeah.
be a pain in the ass to set up, and a lot of people are given like I think I've seen a few people, you know what they're saying about PlayStation guys now
What?
that we're done, and this is I heard from Gaz that we're done with Xbox guys, so now PC is the new Xbox. It's the new
Is
people we go after now. It's what we, you know.
yeah. Who man? I don't listen. I'll be honest. If anything, it goes back to what I said. There are console guys over on the PC side that get involved in the console war and they fight from that angle. They're Xbox guys. They're not PC guys like that. Um, I don't. That's why I don't dabble with that. I don't even deal with that. I do the Xbox versus PlayStation shit and keep that popping. Yeah, you can go out and buy your a PC and claim PC Master. You're not a fucking PC guy. You're a guy that just plays your console games on PC. And I'm not knocking that, right? But you don't deserve the attention. You don't deserve the back and forth for the console stuff, right? Because technically everybody has a fucking PC. Even if you're a content creator, even if you're not a gamer, you got a fucking PC. So we're
Right.
streaming right now from PC. So who whoop de do.
Yeah, and J Dub, you know what's crazy? I be arguing with these PC. Alex called me last week. He's like,
Yeah.
he FaceTimes me, and he's all upset.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, here we go. Cause remember me in Puerto Rico? I told you about the socks.
Oh yeah, because we're on.
So he calls me. He's like, how's it feel to be exposed in front of 600 people? I'm like, yo, Alex, eat a fucking dick,
Uh,
bro. I don't give a fuck about your
oh
600
man.
people. What the fuck? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, Alex, it's the like whatever I say, I don't go
Yeah.
to I don't change up who I am. Like it's if I'm saying it, it's because I'm saying it. It's what I believe in,
Yeah.
bro. It's my
Yeah. Cause
opinion. I
that's
mean, you
real.
you can think my
Oh,
opinion's bad.
turn your mic up. They're saying you're too low. Turn your mic up if you
Bro?
can.
What is up with this program, bro? I swear to God, dog.
Yeah.
I use this program. People say my mic's too low. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I listen
Hey,
back to it, and it sounds horrible.
yeah, Cassie, can you let them know if it sounds good now?
Let me
Say
see.
something, Blaze.
Does that sound better? Let me know if that sounds better.
Um, Swag
Like,
bag, what's good, my brother? Cassie, I see you. What's good? What's good, everybody in the chat?
yo, I feel like I'm gonna when I listen back to the podcast, I feel like I'm so I sound too muffled because I turn up the gain too much. Like it's like at the max. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
I
it's
sound way
also
lower than J Dub?
you still sound well way lower than J Dub.
But me and you
It's the
sound fine. I
same.
hear you fine. You hear me fine, right? Like clear.
Yeah,
I'm
but
telling you.
it's on their end.
Let me see.
They just say you sound low. I don't think it's your. It may be the gain on
But
your
Jay is
mic. It
louder.
may not.
Bro, my gains all
Yeah.
like I can't even put the dial up. It's crazy. It's only when
Yeah.
I use this. It's when I'm just gonna have to talk like this. I'm gonna have to talk real
Yeah.
close to the
Yeah.
mic.
That's
That's all.
good.
I'll talk
That's
like
good.
this. But yeah, J Dub, look, so I argue with these PC guys. They're over here telling me this and running. It's like, bro, first of all, I play on PC all the time. I have a better
Yeah.
PC than you. I have a better monitor than you. I have a better secondary
Absolutely.
monitor than you. And I'm not trying to
Yeah.
talk like I'm better than, but like you over here criticizing me, talking shit. It's like, how are you this PC elitist and you over here rocking a 1070 telling me how to play games? It's like, yo, I don't give a
Oh
fuck.
shit. Oh man. 10 sec. Okay. So let me ask you this, right? Because I don't know his gaming
No, I'm
credentials. I
not saying
really don't know
Alex got a
about him or whatever.
1070. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's
No. No.
got a
I
good
I
card.
know. I'm just saying. You first thing I do is ask those guys what type of games do they play on PC, right? If they tell me, "Hey, I play God of War, I play Spider Man, I play all the COD and stuff like that." Those are I don't personally I don't consider those guys PC gamers. They're console gamers, and most likely they came from the console side, right? They came from a Xbox. If you tell me you play CS:GO, if you tell me you play Dota, if you tell me I mean, you Blaze, all the PC games we play, right? The PC exclusives, the reason you buy a PC, games like that. Um, then I'm like, okay, cool. Kudos. But if you're just gonna tell me, yeah, I play with higher frames and higher resolution and God of War, Spider Man, get the fuck out of here. Like that's not even worth your time. You're not even worth that time.
Bro,
Um,
I believe J Dub, and I always stand by this. I don't care. Like, you guys can clip me, you can put me in your next video. To me, the best looking games on PC are ported PlayStation games.
Well, that's true. I've been saying this for
Like,
years.
I'm not saying them. I'm not saying all of them, J Dub. But when you really like,
Yeah,
okay, you got the Cyberpunks, you got the Red Deads.
yeah. But you even got to buy them to have them to even like. I don't know. I still say to this day, Horizon Burning Shores
Oh my
is
God,
the best graphically looking game uh, on fucking any platform. On any fucking platform. Now, most PC guys are going to say, "Oh no, it's cyberpunk. You add this mod and that mod, and it looks this and this and that." And it's like, but look, fucking for $399, you have nine fucking T flop PlayStation that's able to put out
output.
a
Yeah,
game like that. And that's regardless of power. It's really just it's the artistry and the craft and the developer that took the time to create something like that it can run on a fucking 300. $300 $400 console.
And that's a good point, J Dub. We gotta like, bro, Horizon, God of War 2018, okay?
That's trending.
That's
Uh,
trending.
a lot of those games, just fucking amazing looking
Right.
games. Sure they can have higher resolution and higher frames on PC and stuff like that, but it's not a fucking night and day difference, right? And you should, if you spend the amount of money that you did to run those games on PC, you should be able to see some higher resolution and higher frames. But it
I
doesn't take a game from being a NES game to a fucking PlayStation game. Like it's I know people will tell you, "Oh, it's a night and day difference." It's fucking not.
listen, I think personally for a $500 box, um, if we're just talking about you spending $500, you cannot even compete with the with what you're about to get. And fuck the like, dog. $500, you're in the door playing
Yeah,
beautiful fucking games. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Listen, it might be native 4K, it might be dynamic resolution, which half of you guys
yeah,
can't even fucking tell, to be real. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Um,
Well, and the same, and I'm glad you say that because the same people that talk about console using the upscaling techniques and checkerboard and stuff like that, are the same ones who's using fucking FSR and DLSS on the PC. But it's bad when console do it, right? But it's great when PC do it. And not to make it a PC versus console thing. It's just the mindset of it. I look at it like what's the cost to price performance. That's really what it is. And you can't
here's
you can't be the console. Some people say, a lot of people are here. Consoles are dying. It's going away. PC is the future. It's like, look, PC has been here since the fucking late '70s, right? All right, it is what it is. PC gaming has been a thing for a long, long fucking time. And guess what? Consoles are still here.
But you know what, J
It's
Dub? I
it's it's
respect
okay.
people. Listen, if you love playing on I love playing on my PC. J Dub likes playing on his
Yeah,
PC. He's just a console guy at heart. So am I. But listen, I get people. They'll bro, there's people I know that will sacrifice resolution. You know what I mean, J Dub? They're happy. They're playing at
yeah,
1080p, and as long as they're getting over 120 FPS, they're happy. I know for us, we're like, man, whatever, fuck all that shit. But like
yeah,
it's like, I don't know about you, J Dub, but like going from 60 to like 120, it's like, whoa. It feels different. But is it is it enough for you to invest all this money into a PC? And listen, when I say invest all this money, a lot of I know we all hear it all the time. Oh, you don't need to spend, $4,000 to get a PC. Well, look, if I want to get the same experience that I'm getting, if listen, I'm
yeah,
not gonna invest into a PC just to buy a mid-range PC. I'm like,
yeah.
me and you are extremists, J Dub. We have to have like the best shit. We buy all the new
Yep.
monitors. We're the
Everything.
first in line. We're the guinea pigs of this shit, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna invest into a mid-range PC. I'm not knocking you if you have a mid-range PC. You can still enjoy and play games. You can play yo, bro. My 2080 Ti from 2-3 years ago can still play games at 4K. All right,
Yeah.
you might have to knock some things down here and there, right? But you could like that's the great thing about PC, J Dub, is like the freedom to do what you want. I think though, like it's really
Absolutely.
important
Absolutely.
because on
Well, and
console,
and
bro, they give us what they give us, and we're kind of like we have to either accept it or wait for a patch.
yeah, absolutely. Well, and here's the thing: the biggest PC shit talkers are, you know, their fucking PC rigs are dog shit. Let's face it. It is what it is. Yeah, your fucking PC's a fucking dog shit, but you talk all the big shit. It
Mm,
is what it is. Um, yeah, and so it's just
crazy.
very funny. Like, and I get it. Some people just want to belong to the cool kid club. Their console got fucking stumped out, so they get a PC, and now yeah, you console peasants, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, listen, like I said, for me, I can jump to my PS5 is on right now. It's actually on all the time, but I jump in between the two, J Dub, because I got two PS5s now. If I'm sitting at my desk and I'm playing a PC game or I'm Discord, I'm usually
Mhm.
playing like a Dark Souls something on my PlayStation or Madden on my PlayStation, right? And
Yeah,
then like when I'm just, you know what I mean? You know what's PC for real? The best part about PC to me is playing old games, J Dub. I know this sounds
yeah.
ass backwards, right? But
Hmm.
enjoying older titles that are not available or playing older titles that were stuck at a certain resolution or frame rate and playing them like, damn, you ever play Max Payne 3? at
Yeah.
4K, like, bro, it's fucking beautiful,
Yeah.
bro. It's like that's the great thing about PC. And bro, you know, it's a PC. You want to watch porn, you want to fucking, you know what I mean? Now, what I love about PlayStation and the Xbox, what they're doing is they're implementing Discord. They're doing these things to try to stay competitive. Like
Yeah.
this is the thing with PlayStation. Blaze, you still care about putting games on PC, bro? Nobody's mad about PlayStation games coming to PC anymore. I don't like it. I rather them keep. I rather them make the box more relevant, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
telling you, bro. I say this all the time. If you give me reasons not to play on a PlayStation, chances are people ain't gonna play on a PlayStation. Look what's happening to
Yeah.
Xbox. It's fucking simple
Yeah.
math. If you tell people
Yeah.
they don't need a box to play J Dub, what's the point? You'll be like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah. They're gonna. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. You've been gaming a long time. I've been gaming a long time. We start our gaming experience started on the console. That's our home base. That's just where it is. We don't be like some fucking gremlins just hunched over a fucking keyboard all day at work and come home and hunched over the fucking keyboard too, right? So you want to be able to, lounge around the couch and or in the game room or something like that and have fun. And it's fine. It's I never got like PC is PC, right? And then you got the consoles and stuff like that. It's the two should never beef. That's why I say the only people who started this whole fucking console versus PC shit are former Xbox. You know what I'm saying? The disgruntled people. At least that's what I'm finding because most of those guys, they come from that ecosystem and they get to play their games that they enjoyed, the Halo, the Gears, and the Forzas and stuff on PC at higher frames and higher fidelity, and they get to feel great as they should.
But J
But
Dub,
your
you're
console
happy for
failed,
Forza.
right?
You love Forza. So I was the first
Absolutely,
person.
I'm a Forza guy.
Okay, so the first
You
person
already
I
know.
thought about was like, oh shit, J Dub will probably be happy. But then I thought about it again. I'm like, I was gonna send you a text, but I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
he already got Forza. He can play it right. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't think he
absolutely,
gives a fuck.
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
don't think he
I
really
don't.
give a fuck.
And it goes back to this. The reason I don't want these games on PlayStation is because I know the end result. The end result would be that Microsoft is going to make way more money on the PlayStation side because the install base is a much larger install base. They literally buy games, and they're not stuck with a rental service. And so Satya Nadella, he's going to look at those figures and he's going to be like, why invest in Xbox? Why keep spending billions of dollars in R&D on some shit that these guys are stuck at 20,
Right.
25 million consoles and they were supposed to be at 60 by now. You know, it's being outsold by the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, which is fucking crazy with
Which is
two next generation
crazy.
consoles. With two, not one, but two next gen. You couldn't beat your former self, with two of you, like that's fucking crazy. But that just tells you gamers I think they've checked out of Xbox.
J Dub, would you
Um,
ever would listen, bro? Never in a million years would I think that the new Xbox One generation would struggle beating the Xbox One generation.
yeah,
Never
I
would
didn't I
I
didn't think
assume
that
that.
because that was the worst in history. That's the worst console in their history, and um, yeah, this is why I tell guys. I do my thing on Twitter, but I honestly want to know, like, damn, people just really don't fuck with Xbox like that, like on a massive scale. You remember, like, Europe used to be Xbox's second largest market. It is no longer their largest market. Like, like nobody fucks with Xbox in Europe. Nobody fucks with Xbox in Brazil anymore. They used to have the Brazil, like Xbox is really a fucking niche product. Here in the United States, like, no, it's their biggest market, but shit, with 3.5 years in here and they're only sold 20 something million consoles. PlayStation should be at like fucking maybe 80 by the end of the goddamn year with this holiday season and stuff. I mean, and I know people say, oh, Microsoft got all this money. They'll just keep money hiding this shit. It's like, dude, you say so. The way they're moving.
Jay, though, move your mic. I don't know if you can turn your mic down. Move it maybe away from your mouth. I don't know because they're telling me turn my mic up. I can't compete with you, bro. Yo, his
All
little
right.
boom mic,
Yeah.
his little boom
Yeah.
mic is better
Dude,
than my
look,
fucking.
I got my 8 microphones. So, yeah.
That's the best I
Uh,
can do, guys. My mic
yeah,
is all the way up. I don't know. I will never, bro. Honestly, I love this program. It's like a competitor to StreamYard, but this is the same complaints, bro. Bro. I'm pause. I'm deep throating this. Like I can't get any closer to the mic, bro. I'm gonna fucking bite
yeah,
it with my fucking teeth, bro. Like I'm too close already. But listen,
yeah.
J Dub, I don't think it's ever been never I just can't see Microsoft having all the resources, buying all the developers, and nothing has changed to me. It's like
Nothing's changed. They're still last place. They're still not winning MPDs. I don't know, man.
I always
It's
say, J
getting
Dub,
worse and worse.
I asked Porter Rock, I said, Porter Rock, they can't hit why can't they hit the reset button? Why can't they revert all these things they're pushing nowadays? Why can't they do it? Why
It's
is
too
it
late.
why is it but J
It's
Dub, if they go this route, we know what's gonna happen. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
might as well say, you know what, guys, listen, I'm not saying get rid of Game Pass or whatever, but stop the fucking bleeding. Do something.
Blaze, at this point, I don't think there is anything. Listen, the diehard Xbox guys, the real diehard ones, they've already left Xbox. They either went to PC or they went to PlayStation. That's it. They're gone. The only scragglers left, right, are the new guys that just got into this space. You know, some content creators, some people just like to pop shit, and the rest are just holding the line for whatever reason. But it's the end result is we get NPD numbers and European numbers month after month, every single month. We see this shit negative 40 some percent. We see them selling less than a million. They can't even sell a million copies in a quarter in the Christmas holiday season. That's the biggest, that's the Super Bowl of seasons for selling things. They dropped the price last holiday for the Series S $139. They dropped the price to the Series X $349. In Blaze, they sold less than eight, they only sold like 800,000 copies of that. PlayStation on the hand sold like fucking 5 mil, 4.5, 5 million consoles in that time. Like I don't know.
And like I'm sick of Microsoft. We already know what Microsoft be doing. They be doing, oh, we had X amount of people log on to Halo Infinite. We had X amount of people use Game Pass this year. Like when I think it was
Those are fake. Those are fake. I'm not saying they're fake numbers. What I'm saying is it's the we have negative news, so we need to create something out of nothing. We need to create some fake hoorah. So they'll use, oh, we have 500 million MAUs. It's like, motherfucker, how many of these how many of these people are actually spending money? Like, what about your console? Like, spit that shit out. They won't. They won't tell you the Game Pass numbers. They won't tell you the console sold numbers. They won't. So they'll create some other subset, and then when the MAUs aren't there, when it's a decline in that, then they'll move it to something else.
did you sell your Xbox? I just put a poll in the chat asking if you own a next gen Xbox, not an Xbox One. I'm talking a
Who,
next
me?
gen Xbox, an S. Even though I don't, if you own a next gen Xbox, like because I'm legit curious. I still have my Xbox, my Halo edition right here, Series X. I know
Mhm.
JW had it. You sold yours, right?
Dude, you know how many Xboxes I've had? You know how many Series X's and S's? I got my black Series S in my
Fire.
truck, and I got my Halo Edition Series X. That shit's somewhere over there.
I thought I seen a picture of you like it's time, and it was at GameStop. Maybe you were trolling or
Oh yeah, I
something.
do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do my thing. When I go chop it up to my boys at a GameStop, every time I go there,
They know you,
I'll
right? When you
put a
walk in the
little,
door.
yeah, yeah. I'll put a little troll tweet out there, and
Blame
that
Gaming.
shit's
He has
funny.
J Dub
That
has.
shit's funny.
You guys don't know J, bro. Do I gotta explain? I feel like I've said
I
this.
know,
J.
dude, Blaze, Blaze. It's worthless. It doesn't matter.
He got a
It
gaming
doesn't
rig.
matter.
He got a gaming rig for even his racing, like a standard piece, and he's got a 4090 laptop. He's got
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
I'm
My
trying to tell you,
desktop is a
bro.
49. Blaze. That's why it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what you tell. Like, I don't have to convince anybody anything.
Hell no,
Whatever, however they feel, however they say that, I'm perfectly fine with that, man. I'm cool with that.
bro.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Go
If
ahead.
you don't like me or you don't like what I'm saying, that's very valid. Your feelings are very valid about me. But how does that make Xbox great again? It doesn't, right? So whatever, who cares? J Dub doesn't own an Xbox. He's not an Xbox. He's a pony. Okay, absolutely, I am. I'm a pony. I don't owe any of that. But how does that fucking make Xbox from going away? How does that keep Xbox from going away? Because the way, I mean, people are just not buying Xboxes. It is what it is.
They're buying fire sticks.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Blaze. People, certain people question me, but they never question Colt Eastwood. They never question the other people that get flown out and come back and lie to them about Redfall, come back and lie to them about all these other games, right? What I do? I just troll. I just pop shit about Xbox. I call it dog shit and I laugh and I keep it moving. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not a salesperson. I don't give a fuck where you game. I don't give a fuck what you do. It is what it is.
You're a good
But
salesperson to me. You are.
but I listen. Hey, listen. Make sure you pick up Astrobot. You know what I'm saying? They got the custom controller. I got it. I got it.
Yes,
So
sir.
you
So
know how we do it.
really.
But you don't, man. One thing, Blaze, I've learned, man, you can't convince anybody anything. Listen, all the
Not on the
Xboxes I've
internet.
given out,
Not on the
all
internet.
the Switches, yeah, not on the internet. It's useless, and I get it, man. These guys are really invested with their heart and souls, right? Like Blaze, you and I poke fun at this shit, right? We laugh, we can poke fun, we can have fun with this, right? There are some people that deep down in their soul, like their soul hurts for Xbox, like they can't,
It's
their
real
mind
life.
can't fathom it potentially going away, and their fond memories of the Xbox 360 era is everything to them. The Xbox One generation, a lot of these guys, they want payback for last generation. Last generation, let's face it, we fucked them up. We beat them up bad. We beat them up bad last generation, and they thought this generation by having another world's most powerful console and having the world's cheapest high-end console that it would help, but it didn't. Like none of those helped
J Dub, we
combined.
didn't beat their ass last year. They beat their own ass, J Dub.
Well, yeah, but I mean, my
They
tweets and our
J Dub.
podcast, it did help.
No, it didn't. But when you walk out of a fucking E3 conference and you say, "Hey, if you don't fucking like our plans, go get the last generation console. If you don't like our, you know what I mean, TV
Yeah,
this, TV that, like, bro." And listen, that's a great point. When you're see Xbox really probably thought about this shit. All right, listen, we always promote the powerful console, but you know what?
yeah,
We're gonna undercut PlayStation. We're gonna have an entry next gen console, and this way,
yeah,
this way for sure will capture some of those fans. You know what I mean? But I think
yeah,
when people tell me PC is the future, well, listen, I get that logic, but at the same time, it depends on the person, bro. You can't tell me what's in my. I control my future, bro. If
yeah,
I want to play on consoles the rest of my life, then that's what I'm gonna
yeah,
do. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I think Xbox has a legit. I think it's great. They had a great press. JW, you see that last press conference? That was great for
yeah.
Xbox.
I get, trolling aside, I think I gave it. I said it was Microsoft's best
Right.
event ever. Prior to the three, prior to the, I wouldn't say ever because the Xbox 360 generation was just so fucking badass for them. They had
Right.
everything together, but after the Xbox 360, that event was the greatest. But Blaze, here we are, a couple of months. They had this
Right.
high. It was riding high in June, and fucking then before you know it, more games are coming to PlayStation. Then you see the sales number. People still not fucking buying. So yeah, you have this great show, but that show did not turn into sales. And now people are saying, the damage control is, oh, it's no longer about the console. It's just the ecosystem. It's about the Fire Stick. It's about the Samsung TVs. It's about just, and I'm like, it sounds like bullshit to me. I'm a console gamer. They sold me a $500 Series X and a damn $349 Series S. The black edition.
Right.
That's what they sold me on. They didn't sell me on a fucking Fire Stick. They didn't sell me on their games going to a PlayStation. That's not what you sold me. Because if you would have sold me that in the beginning, I would have never fucking bought these consoles. I would have saved my money and went elsewhere. It's just like they sold me on. Remember when Phil promised you're gonna get high fidelity VR? They said that they was gonna have Xbox VR or whatever, and they reneged on that. So you're selling gamers on this shit. You sold us on the world's most powerful console. But all of your first party games that comes to PlayStation runs fucking better. Some has double the frames.
Don't make any
All the
sense.
content, all the content. The games are rated higher. Like, how is this fucking possible? Why is Wukong not coming to fucking
Xbox.
Xbox day and date? Just like Baldur's Gate 3, just like the other games. All these developers are bypassing Xbox. So if you're an Xbox only gamer, you're seeing all this shit happen. Less and less games are coming to your platform, and you can say, "Well, I got Game Pass, and at least the games that are coming is going to be in Game Pass," and then they turn around and make it where you had to buy a higher tier to get those day one games. So it's like, you
You
know,
know, it is it's gotta be frustrating, bro. Like to all my Xbox guys in this chat, you gotta
mhm,
be a little bit frustrated, bro. Like, listen, I bought a Series X because number one, you was a beautiful console. Number
yeah,
two, I legit don't give a fuck. If the game is good, I'm going to play it. I don't give a fuck what
yeah,
flag I'm waving around, bro. If you put out a good product, J Dub, I'm playing it,
yeah,
dog. I don't care, bro. I
yeah,
don't care if it's on Xbox or Nintendo. I've never
yeah,
shied away if the games are. I love Gears of War. I cannot, J Dub, when that Gears of War drops, believe me, I'm gonna be playing
yeah,
it. I hope the coalition
yeah.
does justice to that franchise because I feel like they're a good developer. The coalition, that's one of their best developers, right? I really
I
feel that way.
I like the coalition. I will
Playground,
say this. I like Playground. They're consistent in their quality. Nobody can knock them from
right?
that. The problem is, Blaze, is that these games are going everywhere. And so because those games are going everywhere, why would you buy it on your Xbox when you can just buy it on your PlayStation and just have PlayStation? You know, like, this holiday season, they're going to try to convince someone, and I guess Microsoft don't even care at this point because they're always saying no console needed. They advertise no console needed, right? So maybe it's just us that we're stuck in our ways. But fuck, like, if
You know
they're
what?
already if they've been advertising no console needed, that's telling you that they don't care about selling a console. And that's not good for a
It's
gamer
not.
like me. I love consoles. Well, Xbox is a third of the industry. You got Nintendo, you got PlayStation, and you got Xbox. If Xbox goes away, that's a third of the industry going away.
That's a big deal.
That's so Nintendo does the fucking handheld shit, right? They stay in their lane. PlayStation is the only high end console gaming. And let's face it, not everybody's gonna go out and fucking go to PC. Let's face it, high end PC gaming is very fucking niche in the grand scheme of things. You claim that there's 3 billion PC gamers out there, but there's fucking like a couple of million people that have a RTX 30 series, 40 series, and 20 series. So that means the bulk of them have this Intel integrated bullshit or the cheap AMD bullshit. So
And they're
that
probably
so
the bulk of
it's
people are still playing at 1080p. I bet. I bet you, or 1440.
absolutely,
Maybe they moved up.
absolutely, or no, 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 no. It's not because a 1440, right? That's still more of a high end gaming spec. The
To
bulk of
me,
them are
that's a good. That's a sweet spot.
720p.
1440 is a
Yeah,
good
I think it
resolution.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. But you gotta understand, it's like the bulk of people like don't I hate when they include the Candy Crushers and the solitaire players as gamers. They're not fucking gamers. Let's stop the bullshit. Wish they would branch out people who own the 40 series, like the AMD high spec, the Nvidia high spec, and just kind of separate them. Because my daughter, that has a MacBook, if she plays The Sims on it. Yeah, does that make her a gamer? Not to me, but I guess they counter as that. Well, she games on her
Well,
MacBook, so
she got an account. She got a EA account or a Steam account. That's where they're looking at those
yeah,
analytics.
yeah,
Every created user,
yeah.
anybody that
See,
purchases the game, they're saying,
those
okay,
analytics weren't made for gamers; they were made for the corporate investors. But we got it, and we took it and made it we added it. Just like Microsoft, they took the all the mobile space. Like when they come up with the 500 MAUs, That includes all the mobile cell phone games and from Activision and shit, right? And it's like, dude, come on, like, be serious.
Somebody asked me when's the last time I played my Xbox. Legit, it was I don't know why. You know what? Actually, I know why. Because my boy Meds wanted to play UFC, and I said, you know what?
Yeah,
Let me fucking buy this on Xbox because
yeah,
get like I had no bro. Other than I played a lot of Halo Infinite between PC and Xbox. I jump between it, and that's bro. You know what I love about Xbox, J Dub, is the
yeah,
seamless. If you play it on Xbox and you go jump on Steam to finish Halo, your
yeah,
save and everything's right there. So I hope if PlayStation does that, I hope they at least do it in that manner where you just
yeah,
pick up where you left. But the last game I played was UFC, and I bought it because I was like legit looking at my Xbox sad as fuck. I'm like, man, like let me fucking hook this shit up, bro. I spent so much money on this. You know what I mean? I mean, it might not be a lot of
yeah.
money to you, but $500 is $500. You know, I spent money on it. I bought the
Yeah, you're
console to
right.
use the console, bro. And it's like
Yeah,
that's the last game I played on it, and I could have bought it on PlayStation, but I forced myself because I'm like, nah, I'm
yeah.
gonna utilize this fucking console. You know what I mean? And when people say, well, Blaze, there's back compat, there's this and that. Well, bro, at that
You
point,
don't
I'm
play
playing
that.
on my PC
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I can play the I can crank the resolution. I can have better frame rates. You know, do I think?
yeah,
And what happened with back compat? I think a lot of it has to do with hey, the developers they couldn't get licensing issues. Okay, but if you really look at Xbox when they were pushing back compat the fucking most, is when they had nothing to offer their
yeah,
fucking community.
yeah. All they had, they relied on the back compat because they didn't have anything.
Right.
But let's face it, Blaze, they themselves bought a third of the industry. They bought ZeniMax, which included, Bethesda and all of that shit, and they bought ABK, the biggest deal in gaming history. And here we are in 2024. They own all that shit, and they only output one game this year, Hellblade 2. Like, you're still they showed the stat. I forgot. I think Tom Warren showed it. Prior to them buying ZeniMax and ABK, they output more games than they did with these studios. So, like, what the fuck is going on there?
And Walt Diggity, listen, Quick Resume is cool. But you know who I see using Quick Resume? Motherfuckers on Twitter showing me Quick Resume.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
oh, it's like who J Dub, who's gonna be in the middle of a fucking race? You about to drift around the corner, J Dub, and you're like, oh, you know what? I don't feel like playing this. Let me jump to Call of Duty. Then you jump to Call of Duty, you run around, and it's like, bro,
yeah,
it's a cool feature. I'm not hating
yeah,
on it, but you guys are
yeah,
making it seem like this is a thing you utilize so much. Give me a fucking break.
yeah. Here's the thing: those features and functionality and shit. That's how you sell the console day one. We're 3.5. We're damn near 4 years into this shit. Now nobody gives a fuck about those features anymore. Like, that's not how you. It's the games that's going to continue to sell the console. And unfortunately, last generation Xbox had the better running version of the multiplats. Well, that's not the case this generation. So they don't even have the world's. I mean, the world's most powerful console doesn't even have the better running version of the multiplats. That's it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you good.
Okay, I just switched inputs. I don't know if it'll help. Everybody keeps talking about this fucking mic, bro. By the way, I want to tell you
El
about this
Nini was
fucking
good,
mic.
brother.
El Nini, what's good? I want to just say I spent all this money, Go XLR, all the top, and my USB mic never had a
Yeah,
fucking complaint once. You know what I mean?
yeah. That
That
that's the
shit pisses
downside
me
of
the fuck
PC.
off, bro.
That's one thing PC guys won't tell you about. They won't tell you the downsides, all the bullshit. If you got your PC and you just want a podcast, there's always some bullshit that happens. There's always some bullshit. There's always some Nvidia does an update or something like that. The OBS does an update that's gonna change all your settings, and it's like fuck.
You know, J Dub, I used to think like that, bro. Me,
Hmm.
now that I don't know about AMD. Maybe it's but for GeForce, I just hit update driver. It does a little
Hmm.
thing, because bro, before I
Yeah.
used to have to download drivers from
Oh yeah,
Nvidia
the manual way. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, but now they're making it easier, J Dub. I think, and listen,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. There's like I went to go play Space Marine. I beat it, but I went to go play it again. I'm like, you know what? Let me fuck with this. Get ready for the game. The game just crashed for no reason. I installed it on a
yeah,
different hard drive. It started working. It just
Yeah,
I and that's oh Blaze, did you back up the files? Did you I bro I did it all. I knew all the little tricks to get your game to run. It just wouldn't run. And these are little things that people they overlook, but it is annoying. To me it's annoying if
yeah,
because I'm a guy that lived on the couch with a controller or a recliner and just hit a button. I talked to my boy Lazy and he said, "Nah, man, fuck that. You know what? I love my PC, but man, I just like just getting my console and just clicking the fucking button and going." And it's
yeah,
like, yeah, you can do it with the mouse. You go to Steam, click it, but it's just something you just know. You just gonna click it. It's gonna your game's gonna turn on. It's gonna
yeah.
work. It's easy.
It's just gonna
It's
work. It's just gonna work.
it's gonna
Simple. You don't
work.
have to do anything. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that you guys can try to fucking fluff it up all you want, but that's a big factor for people. They don't.
For the amount of money, Blaze, that you spent, that shit should be flawless. But it's not flawless, and that's the problem because there's too many different configurations. There are too many different drivers. It's just the PC market just kind of can't be controlled because there's so many different pieces, so many different moving parts and stuff like that. It's the gift and the curse.
And
And
Jay,
let's face it,
go ahead.
I always say this: if you're not an esports game player, nobody should give a fuck about the ultra high refresh rates and all that bullshit, right? Everybody loves to buy all this shit, right? Fucking 480 hertz monitors and shit like that, but they fucking suck ass in this shit. Like it didn't. You're not a fucking competitor. You're not in these tournaments. I don't see your fucking name up there going to all these tournaments and shows and on these streams and shit. But I know people like to buy shit and then they all of a sudden they're big shit, but they're still dog shit when it comes to playing games. So I
Yeah,
just
I
for
see.
reference,
Our ultra wide, my ultra wide and JW, we got the Alienware ultra wide.
yeah,
It's 165 hertz.
165. That's
Plenty
enough
for
to do
plenty,
everything I need.
bro. Plenty more
Yeah.
than enough for
Yeah,
me.
I'm not an
Plenty.
esports. I'm not a fucking esports shooter. My eyes is not gonna fucking tell the difference with the 480 hertz. You know what I'm saying? I fucking wear glasses. Like, who gives a fuck? Pardon my
Right.
French, but I understand for those esports players and the reason why they created these monitors for that. Right, the pinpoint accuracy and the speed for certain shooters. But if you're fucking a home gremlin and you don't fucking game like that, you're not making any money on your fucking gaming you're not a professional gamer, bruh. Like, stop.
I
It's
agree
all
with
cap.
that, Anthony. I bought the Alienware 4K monitor above it, the 4K
Yeah,
version of this monitor, and that goes up to 240 hertz. But
yeah,
listen, like I said, I always say, hey, 60 to 120 FPS is a game changer. But
yeah,
after
uh, uh,
that, I can't
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
listen. I cannot
yeah,
distinguish. I'm good at
yeah,
I'm good at pixel
yeah,
count and noticing what's native 4K and what's not native. I can see that. I'm blind as fuck,
yeah.
but my contacts are great. But when it comes to that 120 hertz and above, bro, you've lost me. It's like, bro, all right, this shit already felt great. Like I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that big difference, right? There's a huge difference between 30 and 60 frames.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between 60 and 120 frames, especially in racers and shooters. Anything after that, I mean, it's again, I'm not an esports shooter. My fucking hand can only move so quick. My
We're
eyes can
old,
only
J
move
Dub.
so quick.
We're
Yeah,
old as fuck,
dude,
bro.
we're out of there. We're out of there. We're fucking
Yeah.
grandpas in the grand scheme of things. But a lot of these motherfuckers that are talking, they're all fucking cap because I owned it all, I've seen it all, and I know you're fucking cap.
I mean, if it works
And
for them,
unless
J
you,
Dub, listen. If they
it,
feel
it
like
does, but Blaze, you know as well as I know, right? You when you buy something new, like you want to brag about the specs, you want to brag about all this shit, and it makes you fucking feel like the king. But
hmm
then you go back to playing your fucking solitaire and you go back to playing your fucking grandpa games and you still getting your ass busted. You're still fucking losing. You still fucking suck at it. But you spent all this money. Was it really worth it?
I think a lot. Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of it has to do with clout and hey, I got this monitor, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And bro, it's just like it's the solid rev thing when he says, Blaze. A lot of people wouldn't even play these fucking Souls games if they couldn't share their gameplay and show people that they beat the boss. A lot of people wouldn't even give a
Absolutely.
fuck. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
damn, he got a point with
I
that, you
agree.
know?
I agree. It's and I'm not going to knock it, right? It is a clout thing. I mean, because people want to be in that. man, look, I beat this hard fucking game, and I'm part of
Yeah.
the few people why everybody complained, but I struggled and I went through it and I beat it. It's like a trophy, man. It's like a platinum trophy. You kind of feel good about it and you put in the work. So I don't knock those people at all for doing it, but it's to to each his own. Everybody has some vice where they're like I'm in the, you know me, I'm in the races, right? So when
Right.
I'm in my racing rig and I'm racing, I'm zoned out, I'm in VR, I'm doing my shit, dude. I don't give a fuck what anybody think about to the world. I'm in the zone. I race in tournaments, I race, I do things. Sometimes I win, sometimes I fucking lose, but that's my thing. I don't, I try live streaming the shit, but people just don't watch. They don't really like. For whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
it's
they
me.
want to
Maybe
hear
I'm
you.
fucking.
You know, bro. It's the same
They
shit
want
I
to hear me
feel.
pop shit. That's what it is. They
Right.
want to hear me pop shit.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. They and I get it. Nobody wants to watch me fucking play games. They
I
want to
do.
watch
I
me
do. I don't
pop
mind
shit.
it. I enjoy.
Yeah,
Yo, there's
yeah.
been a loss.
But but Blaze, I stream the game. I'll upload it to YouTube or whatever, and then I'll just let it sit on my channel. Then when people say, "Oh, you don't play game, you don't," what is your just go look at my channel if you want to see what I've been playing or what I've been doing. All my profiles open. Like, a lot of times I do play with my profile offline because when I'm deep into a single player, us ponies, we
You don't
love
want to be
our
hit up.
single player story driven. Yeah, you get hit up by 100 people inviting you to party chats and different stuff, and then you're capturing the footage, and so you see all. Ding, ding. It's the same on Xbox. People invite, when I'm there, and so but you know how to hit me. You'll text me and just like, hey J Dub, let's jump on this, let's jump on that, and dude, I'm like, hey, we're there. I'm there.
Yep. Yep.
So
No, I think it's a lost cause in this community that people rather see me come talk about PlayStation than play the games at some point. It's like it's kind of ass backwards, J Dub. Like, what do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, it should be
yeah,
about like if you support me, you should support me, not because
yeah,
of what you know. I get it though. People like they want to hear this shit. We're running a gaming podcast, but I do like watching people game sometimes. I just, especially
yeah,
certain games that I've played and I'm like, damn, I want to see how they approach it, how they beat this, how they do that. Like that's interesting to me,
yeah,
at least.
yeah. Sometimes you can get podcasts out. Sometimes you just want to fucking play games. You want to sit back and play games, but then you try to share the stuff and nobody cares. Nobody show up. Right? You can do a stream and playing a game. Nobody will show up. There's maybe 15 people there. But you show up to pop some console war shit, then you get fucking all these people in here. Everybody's, and I get it. That's the persona that I created. And I just got to stick with that, and I get it. But at some point, it's like you're gonna have to fucking pick up the sticks and play a game. You just
J
can't
Dub,
fucking talk about fucking bullshit all the time.
you know what I'm not gonna do? I will not. Like, cause I got a bunch of groups. I got Xbox guys. I got I'm cool with a bunch of people that like different shit. Is what I'm saying. And what one
Yeah,
thing I'm never gonna do is be persuaded because he's a bigger channel. So I'm gonna all of a sudden stop doing what it's always worked for me. Bro,
yeah,
people know me. I'm a PlayStation guy. Listen, do I have my PC? Do I play on my PC? Sure. But
yeah,
I don't give I've said this a million times. What's exciting, Jada? What gets people really talking about shit is these fucking games that come out on the consoles, bro.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
talking points. When you watch an
yeah,
E3 event or you watch all these events, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about what exclusives are coming out or what games are going to be on what platforms. That's the talking points to everything. That's just the
yeah.
bottom line. It's the truth. You
Hey,
know what I mean?
have you ever noticed this? Like every year around where it used to be E3 time, you got Summer Games Fest, you got all these events going on. Nobody really says anything about the PC gaming show. I watch it every year. And pretty much all they show is a bunch of fucking little indie artsy fartsy games, which some of them I whitelist and I'll wish list and it's a lot of them I'll buy, especially for my Steam Deck or my ROG Ally or whatever. But I'm like, I did spend $2,000 for my 4090. I did spend like $3,700 on my 4090 laptop, right? Like I would like to see some games that's fucking going to take advantage of that hardware. But in order to do that, I got to go look and see what PlayStation and Xbox has coming so I can play the better version of that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right,
There's
right.
just really nothing specific to the PC where it's like, hey, I can't wait for this because this, like, I'm excited for this Wukong come out. Right, I bought it on. Obviously, I bought it on PlayStation and I got it on and I bought it on PC. But it's still a console game that's ported to the PC. It's not a like a PC game.
You know, and I want to get into that. You know, this fucking Myth Wukong game, right?
Yeah,
It got an 84, and I got hit up in the Discord. I'm not gonna say who by a bot. Oh, you know, Blaze, you said you know Starfield is a failure for getting an 84. I didn't. I said no. I said I didn't say it's a fucking failure. I said the amount of hyping that Xbox in the
game
Xbox
of the
community,
generation.
right?
Game
All
of the
the
generation.
that's
Yeah.
why it's looked at as a failure because you're telling me this game that's been hyped for fucking years, all the shit you
Yep.
guys did on podcasts on Twitter,
It's
and it gets
Skyrim
an
in space.
right. And it
Remember
gets an
that shit?
84. That's the whole thing. It's not about the 84 is a great score. It's the expectations you put on that game.
Hmm.
You feel me, J Dub?
No, listen. I'm with you. Blame gaming. You're absolutely right, brother. PC gaming is not consoles. I say that. I mean, I said that earlier, but it's treated right in the console war. All the PC, a lot of the PC guys, they want to jump on this side, you know, and console war for that. So if you know, you can't dip your toe in and then try to take it out when it's not advantageous for you.
Right. But so my thing about Wukong is
Mhm.
people said Blaze. I think correct me if I'm wrong, chat or J Dub. Liza P got a 80 or 81.
Yeah,
80. It got an 80. Stellar Blade got an 81, and Wukong gets an 84. And what that made me think, and J Dub, you know, just like you like your Overwatch type of games and stuff, the hero shooters,
yeah,
I like, you know, I like Souls games. So, you know, I've always liked them.
absolutely, absolutely.
Bro, it made me realize Liza P got fucking raped for an 80. That game is way better
It
than an
did.
80. At least an 85 or something, bro. Like, holy shit, that made me really realize this. But speaking of Wukong, I don't know if you pre-ordered J Dub. I'm hearing it's more of a God of War experience than a Souls experience, J Dub. You might like it.
That's that's what I heard. I heard it's a boss run type game, but I don't know. I've tried not to watch too much of it because
Me
I
either.
mean I'm anxious. I'm anxious to play it. I will say this: the whole Metacritic thing, and it's not one of those things where hey, I'm gonna cry foul. Now I've kind of always said this. The whole Metacritic thing is they have to find some better way of distributing this thing because there is some games that shouldn't deserve the score, and there's some that it's like how in the world did this game get this particular score? I
Right.
saw Windows Central give games like Redfall like similar scores to they gave 70 to Wukong, right? To Black Myth Wukong, and I said a 70, but it's from Windows Central. But I guarantee you, if this game would have came out on Xbox, I guarantee that score probably would have been 10 to 20 points higher.
Bro, Windows
I'm
Central gave it
just
a 70.
They gave it a 70. And these guys are the same guys that gave like Redfall and Bleeding Edge and some of those other Xbox duds uber high. They gave you Starfield a 50 out of 20. You know, just like and it's like and I knew this game was going to get knocked. The moment that they said that it wasn't coming day and date on Xbox, I said, well, all those Xbox sites are going to knock this game and the developers are probably going to get death threats and everything else. That's just what it is. So I heard there's some bugs. There's some people had it crashing on the PC, but you know it's all subjective because everybody has a different PC spec. Um, you know you don't know if somebody updated their drivers or not. Some people don't, and you have to account for those people.
I'm looking at Windows Central right now. They gave Forza Horizon 4 100. Um, trying to
Yeah,
find
keep
if
looking.
I want to see if I see anything crazy.
See what did they give Liza P? Because I was in Game Pass day one. See what they gave that game. I just want to see because it's a similar game.
They've given out a lot of. Hold on now. Oh no, that's the old God of War.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of games here. Oh, Liza P100.
So they give Lies of P100, but
Yep.
they give this game here 70. And I'm not knocking Liza P. I think it's a great game, but I just kind of my ears perk up at some of the stuff like that.
I mean, Liza P100 is crazy. Not every
That
game.
game is a
Not
solid. Liza P is a solid 80 in on any hemisphere,
right.
any hemisphere, right? And 80 is not a good score.
They gave
But you
Quantum
know what
Break
it
a
is,
90.
you know Quantum Break. But you know what it is, Blaze? It's that they're chasing that God of War. They're chasing that Last of Us. They're chasing the Spider. They're chasing the Horizon. They're chasing those PlayStation big banger GOTY winners. They're chasing that, and so every one of their games is going to get compared to those. They swarping down. Hellblade 2 is going to be the
Yeah,
end
what
all be
happened
all.
with that, J Dub? What you know what Xbox guys are really good at? They're good at fucking making PowerPoint things on fucking Twitter, bro. And they got this PowerPoint and they show all these games that are coming to Xbox. But year by
Yeah,
year, every year that fucking goes by, J Dub, it's like
yeah,
it's the same fucking story. You got a game that comes out, or like, bro, think about it. Oh, PlayStation, you got no games. Okay, we got no
yeah,
first party games. But we're
yeah.
still getting game. Like, all right, I hate when they do that. PlayStation, you got no games. What the fuck do you got?
Well, they say we have no first party games, but The Last of Us 2, Helldivers 2, Concord, um, you got Astrobots. I mean, I'm just saying for a year that was kind of light on first party, it still ended up outputting more first party games than Xbox, and they own fucking all these publishers and all these studios and stuff. So, ah, see, and here's the thing, Blaze, and this is what people don't want to talk about even when Sony doesn't have their first party games ready, they supplement it by having their third party deals. They supplement it by having their second party deals, indies, and a bunch of other games to fill in that spot. The amount of games we got this year so far is fucking crazy. They gave us Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They gave us Stellar Blade. They gave us
Helldivers,
Helldivers 2. They gave us The Last of
Rise of
Us
Ronin.
2 remake. They gave us Rise of Ronin. They get you see what I'm saying? We're about to get Concord. I mean, clearly, we got Wukong coming, which is not even a Sony deal. It's just Xbox fucked up so bad the shit can't run on their hardware. So by an instant, it's time exclusive. And that's if it ever comes to Xbox. We don't know. And then let's not forget, we still got Silent Hill 2. That's an exclusive to PlayStation, right? To that console. Um, there was something else. There was a couple of more games that we have coming
Astrobot.
past that. Astrobot and one other two games. The don't forget all the VR games, the Metro VR, and on and on and on, right? So it's like you took a year that would typically be down and you turned it to a fucking nice year. Like if Xbox had this year, the type of games that we had, this would be fucking a really badass Xbox year.
He said Until Dawn.
Yeah, Until Dawn,
The
right? Another
remake.
first, yeah. So you know, like,
Listen,
come on, Blaze. PlayStation has no games. That's what I keep hearing. But all I know is the only game that Xbox got this year is fucking Hellblade 2, and that came like a wet fart in the wind.
and sure fucking did. And look, I think Hellblade is one of the. Listen, if we're talking visuals, they did a great job. Unreal Engine 5 looks great, but
Yeah,
that can't hold the torch, no pun intended. You know what I mean? It's like, bro,
yeah,
what are you doing in Hellblade? Dude, I tried. I'm like, I didn't like the first Hellblade, so I'm being consistent. I just, it's not
yeah,
my type of game, bro. I played that shit
yeah,
when I smoked weed for the first time in a long time, JBL, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play Hellblade, dog. And I start hearing this, yeah, we're gonna kill you. I'm like, what the
yeah,
fuck? I took that shit off. I
yeah,
said, fuck this game, bro. And at the end of the day, man, I think whether you're right. If they want to be technical, J Dub, okay, we got a few first party exclusive. But what I look at it, and I've always pushed this narrative. People that know me in my Discord, I've always said this shit. Y'all can say what you want, but at least PlayStation, when they looked at the calendar, they said, "Listen, we're gonna make sure people have games to play in this month, this month, this month." You know, they made sure there was
Yeah,
something. Whether you look at it as a first as an exclusive or not, I'm playing it on my PlayStation. You can't. That's
yeah,
the whole thing. They
yeah,
made sure we had something to play. Now, all those games J Dub
yeah.
just mentioned, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I like all of them games because I don't. But there
Yeah,
was a few
and
games there.
it's not about, yeah, and it's not about necessarily like what you like. It's the offering, because you don't like every game. I don't like every game,
Right.
right? And so, and like I told you earlier, I didn't really care for Elden Ring. I know it's the holy grail
Right.
of Souls games right now to a lot of people. I don't knock it, and I don't dispute that at all. But it's not my game. But I love Demon Souls, right? For whatever reason, I just fucking click with me, and I fucking just love it. So I don't know. It's all subjective, but
There's offerings there though.
it's all about what do you have to offer, right? What
Right.
do you have to offer, right? Okay, you don't like this? Guess what? We got Grand Blue Fantasy Relink only on PlayStation 5, right? So there is something for you in case you don't like Stellar Blade, in case you don't like Helldivers or Rise Around. Okay, you don't like this? Well, guess what? We got Astro Bot. It seems to be universally loved by everybody, so everybody's gonna like fucking Astro Bot, right? How can you knock Astro Bot?
Yeah, that
You
that
know, so
that's still the most
there's
impressive
just
thing
something for
ever.
everybody.
You know, Astrobot, listen, you might not like
Blaze,
the
this,
art direction,
yeah.
you might not like the little nature of it, but like, bro,
Yeah.
when I turned on my PS5 and played that with my son, he,
Oh my God.
bro,
Yeah.
that shit was like
Yeah.
the controller
You, it,
feedback I was getting was
yeah.
unmatched, bro. Unmatched.
Listen, I don't care what kind of gamer you are, man. You have to admit when a game is good and a game warms up to you, and it's just, I get it. Some dudes are just sitting around hard, and they got a pistol in their pocket, and they can't, they wouldn't fathom being seen playing Astrobot, right? But if to everybody else, fucking like Astrobot is the shit. It's Sony's version of Mario. That's how I think that IP needs to be looked at. We need
Yeah.
to That needs to be the face. It's a great game. It's something that people gravitated to.
Listen,
It was a
but J
pack-in
Dub, you
game
know
for
what they're saying?
PS5.
They're saying, "Oh,
Hmm.
well, I didn't buy a PS5 for Astrobot." Like, bro, Astrobot's not the last exclusive ever coming out. Why you guys
Yeah,
acting like
I
this is
know. I
like,
know.
you know
The,
why?
the,
Because
the,
they're like, Blaze, I thought you said it's about the big bangers. I'm like, bro, you see, it's like, bro, it
they
ain't.
gave
Listen,
us
it is.
fucking-
It is about
they
the
gave
big
you
bangers, but
Spider-Man. They gave you God of War. They gave you Horizons. They gave you Gran Turismos. They gave you, like, what the fuck? And I get it. Every year they want a fucking God of War. I get it. Every year they want they want, I get it, right? I really do. I get it. But let's not act like last generation. Every year you got that. You didn't. For the first 3 years, there was complaints. We had the same fucking complaint. Oh, all they got is neck. Remember neck? They mocked that. Oh,
yep,
and then Bloodborne dropped. Then Uncharted dropped, right? And then The Last of Us dropped. And then they shut the fuck up. Like it's gonna get there, guys. It's gonna get
bro,
there.
that's what I keep telling them. I said, listen, what are you guys gonna say when Naughty Dog, when Sucker Punch, when Bend, when Blue Point, when all these
Yeah.
fucking developers start dropping their games? Yes, it's been a little bit, right? We're so spoiled from the PS4 generation. We've been so spoiled, but I tell them all the time, okay, I'm not gonna bring this up again, chat. Look at the first 4 years; it was kind of slow for PlayStation. First 3 years, 4 years, it was
It
kind of
was
slow. We
it
had a
was
couple
sparse.
games,
They called it. Yoshida said it was sparse.
right?
Right? We
But
held the line. We held the line, but it is what it is. What it is, Blaze. We're in a generation now where everything is about TikTok. It's about 8-second clips. Everything's about what have you done for me lately. Right now, quick. The attention span is shortened. Right? They shorten it for you on purpose. They give you things where it's quick. Back in the day, in the NES days and stuff like that, even in the Super Nintendo, back in those days, Sega Genesis days, Blaze, we didn't get games like every fucking week like we do now, right? There's a game dropping every week. There's multiple games dropping every week, and we fucking just buy them. Back then, we were able to get maybe 3 or 4 games a year. Your birthday, Christmas. Maybe if you got straight A's or some
Yeah, I was
shit
about
like
to say a
that.
report card, maybe.
Yeah. So those games that we played, we had no choice but to play them games over and over and over and over and enjoy those. Now, so many games drop, and because we have the money to buy them, we treat them like fucking just. I bought it. I'll play this later. I'll throw this. We don't really spend time with a lot of games, um, because there's so much of it. There's so many different choices and stuff like that.
That's a good
Um,
point. No, no, that's, even Magnum's like jumping on your point right there. That's a great point right there. We do like there is a bunch of games constantly releasing. They are. It's just
yeah.
they're not the standard. I don't want to say the standard. It's just like bro. Like all I'm saying. What do my quick questions. What for me, Bungie, and I'm going off topic right here. I still think Bungie is gonna pull it together, bro. I still think Bungie's so fucking talented. I know people are like talking about all the money they spent and it was a waste of this, but I still believe in Bungie, bro. Listen, you don't have to like Destiny, but you cannot look at their track record. They've always put out great products, bro, and they're fucking fluent and bro,
For a decade. They've supported those games for a decade, and those games have been at the top for a decade. And you can't see. Here's the thing, Blaze. One thing I hate, right? It's modern gamers, like, and maybe this is the minority. I'm not going to say this is the majority, but because we're in the YouTube and the content creator space, we get involved into the nitty gritties of their operations. Like, we should know what their operations are doing. As a gamer, we only see the game. Are you putting out a great game? I'm going to give you my money. I'm going to buy the game. I'm going to enjoy it and move on. I don't see what's happening. It's like you go to a restaurant. You don't see what goes on in the back of the restaurant. You don't see the chef actually cooking. You don't hear about stories about how the chef day was and if he argued with the manager and stuff like that, right? But what you see is when they bring your food out, great presentation, it tastes good, it was worth your money. That's what you see, right? That's what you're supposed to see.
yeah,
But in gaming, sometimes recently, they opened the back door and we started seeing things leak that says, well, this developer went and bought 3 cars and they laid off Joe Blow here and that. Like, I'm a customer. Why the fuck do I give a fuck about any of that shit? Right? I don't care what happens behind the scenes. I care about the product. My money is paying for the product. It's not paying for what goes on in their business practices behind the scene.
right.
But we have this fake outrage because it makes for content, right? And there is, and I'm gonna talk about in a second, some recent grifters that came on the scene. They're not here to game. They're not here to talk about gaming. They're here to find an avenue that they can stick their hand in and create a bunch of content from it and outrage a bunch of people. And then, the sheep is going to follow. I've
Like they
seen it
always
happen
do. Like they
recently.
always do, bro.
Yeah, they started with the whole, oh, this is woke and that's woke, and now they're bringing politics into shit. And it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck if this game is made by a Chinese developer. Who gives a fuck? Is it a great game? I'm a gamer, right? I don't care what goes on behind the scene. I care about what's coming to the table. You're right. If I'm here to buy food, if I'm at a restaurant to buy food, does the food taste good? Is it presented good? Is it hot? Is it worth my money? That's what I care about. I don't give a fuck about the schedule debate that they have behind the scenes. But gamers come in and some recent people that
And
claim
I
they're
hate the
gamers,
word
they come
woke,
in
J
and
Dub. I told you that last week. I hate the word
yeah,
woke.
yeah. It's listen,
I
let
hate
me
it.
tell you how it originated, and I'm gonna tell you how it was hijacked and how it's being used now, right? Um It was a word that us black folks use to just let each other know to be aware of things that were going on in our surrounding, have our senses on overdrive. So just be on the lookout for stuff. We'd be like, stay woke. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
It was hijacked, right? It was hijacked and turned into something that it really had no clue of. It encompasses now for anything part of the LGBT community, for anything part of females being included in it, for anything is, oh, I don't like this. and that's not my cup of tea. So I'm gonna call that woke because it angers, it builds up outrage in people, right? That word builds up outrage, but nobody can sit down and tell you exactly how to quantify it because that's not the originality of it. It's not the original, it's not what the meaning was. So as black people, we just sat back and just let,
What do you
whoever took
think
it,
though?
just let them do whatever. It's not.
No, that's a great point, J Dub. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. Yo, stay woke, bro. Facts. Like,
Yeah,
yo, but what do you think of? I don't know. What do you think of like politics and all this shit? Like going into gaming. Like, are people? I want
I
your.
hate it.
Okay, so you think are people like that see all this shit and say are they overreacting, seeing you know things happen, more gay people in games, shit like that, or is this shit really happening? Like, I want your opinion on that because
It's,
sometimes I
it's,
see it
it's
and I'm like,
yeah.
I can see why
It,
people saying that, but then sometimes I look at it like, bro, like, can we just so like
it's double Blaze. It's double sided, right? You're it's always happened, but your senses didn't become sense. It was your senses are heightened now because the conversation is around it. So now you're able to spot it X, Y, and Z. Now everything is woke or DEI or whatever. Everything is just fucking convoluted, and it took on a political realm, right? So it's a divide. It's a divide and conquer. Um, there are some things that's included in gaming that honestly, as a gamer, I don't care, right? I'm 43 years old. I've been gaming since I was a little kid, right? So every game I've probably ever played up until the fucking Sega Genesis or maybe even later, none of them included black people in the game. It was always you always played as the white guy, right? When you played Contra,
that's a
right?
fact
When
though.
you played when you played Duck, when you play anything, right? That's just what it is. And that's just what I know. Back then it wasn't like, oh man, that's just what it is. But let's face it, 99% of the games back then were made in Japan, right? When you played Kung Fu on Atari, or Nintendo, when you played Mario Brothers, when you played, it's just I don't think anyone looked at it from a racial standpoint or political standpoint. It's like, hey, this is a nice fucking game. I just want to play the game. I'm kind of like back there right now. I'm in that time. My gaming This gaming is supposed to be an escape from reality, an escape from the bullshit, the work life, the family life. It's escapism. It's a hobby that you can just zone out, play your game, enjoy it, and let your mind go at ease. Well, now when you drag political bullshit in, and you drag sexual orientation in, and you drag all kind of other shit in there, business dealings and all that stuff, it's work. It's like you back at work. Now that makes you not like your hobby. That's why I say this is it's total bullshit. And this gaming is another medium, and it's like movies, right? Movies used to be one of the largest mediums. Well, now gaming is, and I think some people decided to, hey, that's the biggest growing market, or that's a huge market. Let's jump into that space and throw our bullshit out there. Some people take advantage of it. Some people are sheep to it because their political person says this, and or someone that they know says something, then they gravitate to it like a sheep. Oh yeah, I'm going to be outraged at this game. I'm not going to buy this game because this character have sex with bears. Like it's fantasy, right? It's a fantasy. Who gives a fuck, right?
Yo, no,
And
no,
then
no.
I saw the lady with the Wukong review or whatever knocking that game because of lack of diversity and inclusivity.
I seen
It's a
that.
fucking monkey. It's a myth. It's mythology. It's all creatures and like are we gonna knock something? Like I don't knock a game because not every character fucking looks like me. I just want to play a fucking good game.
What
I'm
did she
glad to
exactly
see,
say?
right? I am glad to see. That's literally what she said.
She said there's not enough diversity in the game.
There's not enough diversity and inclusivity. And they went and looked up who she was, and she had some green hair, and she's part of the LGBT community, or whatever. And I'm not going to knock that to each his own. But
Yeah.
my thing is, I just, dude, I just want to buy. Can I just? give you $70 and you give me your game and I just go off to the sunset and play my game and not deal with the bullshit. Because what's going to happen is now I have to deal with the conversation on that. Now there's a conversation out there on Twitter. Now guess what? Everybody's going to try to review bomb this game. Now everybody's going to try to Debbie Downer, and it's like once we get to that point, man, it's like I don't want gaming to die. I don't want people to leave gaming. I want to bring more people to gaming, but if you start doing that, you're going to turn a bunch of people off, and people are going to find other hobbies, or just going to leave or not deal with it. Or worse, developers are going to say, you know what, this is not even worth our time. Let's go do something else. We'll find another medium to deal with.
Uh, that's that's yeah, spitting. See, I didn't know that she had green hair and shit like that. I just seen. I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about,
Well,
bro?
and it doesn't matter how she looked, right? Honestly, it really doesn't. I just saw it on Twitter. Her looks is irrelevant, but it's the fact that she knocked the game for not having diversity, not being diverse, and not having inclusivity in it. But the type of game that it is, there's all types of creatures and different things
Bro,
in there. Like
the second word
it's
is
one of the
myth.
most diverse. Yeah, well, yeah, but it's based on that, right? It's like the Chinese version of God of War,
Right.
from what I understand. And it's like, well, if you look at even a game like God of War, you had so many creatures, you had so many fucking things. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know, Blaze. I just listen. When it comes to politics and stuff like that, being in my gaming space, I check out. I check out
Yeah.
because
I
I
don't
don't
do
want. I don't.
politics, J Dub. I don't.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not knocking anybody who does
Yeah,
politics.
yeah, me neither.
Everybody should have the right to have their own personal opinion and to say what they want, and that's the right that we have in this great country of ours. But when it comes to my gaming space, like when I go to a football game or a basketball game or a baseball game, I want to watch the sport. Um, I don't want to see on the jumbotron. I don't want to see the politics stuff because all that does is going to fucking divide shit. And this person is going to say, "Oh, you're this or that." And before you know it, everybody's fighting, and then now you're going to go home and it's like, "Fucking, I spent my money now. It wasted because it got wasted with the bullshit." Right? Um, I don't know. I just don't want that to be so involved in the game, and then everything is like one person says, "Oh yeah, this game is woke. We're going to boycott it," and it's like, so you're not going to play a potentially great game because one person says it's woke and they can't quantify it, or because the game has a woman on it, or it goes back to the Assassin's Creed, right? Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Oh, because it has a black samurai in there. And
Yeah.
the debate is, was he a samurai or was he just a helper? Like, who gives a fuck? This is Ubisoft's story. That's their job to tell the story how they want to tell it.
Bro,
It's
you're
who
being
gives a fuck? It's a video
teleported from a
game.
fucking bed into a world,
Yes.
but you want to take it
Why
seriously.
why does the fact that they have a black character or the fact that they have a Japanese woman character, the ninja in there, it's like let's
They're saying
focus on
they're saying
this.
how do you feel if you were like I remember like well put yourself in a Japanese person's shoes like how do you don't feel disrespected it's like bro I'm not Japanese first of all and
The
secondly
Japanese people not out here boycotting. It's the dumb fucks who claim the whole woke thing and the DEI thing. Those people are the non-gamers that jump into this space and they hijack it, and they cause a big kerfluffle amongst gamers to divide them. Whereas you were excited about the game, you thought it was going to be a great game, but somebody said it's woke and it's DEI, and now all of a sudden, yeah, I'm not going to buy that game. Like it's crazy how. Dude, if you love games, be in it for the love and the craft of just great storytelling. Who gives a fuck? It's all fake.
yeah
It's
listen
Assassin's Creed. It's all their spin on how they want to do it.
yeah bro I don't know man it's unfortunate people fucking but it's not like everybody's running with this narrative it's one person bro like you can look at that and say oh this bitch is bugging and move forward like that's it like okay like how is one review people say oh I don't care about review scores reviews don't matter to me but then they hung up on
Yeah,
one statement you know what I mean like listen do I think she's
yeah,
fucking crazy for saying that J-Dub I do though uh,
yeah,
I'm like what the fuck are you
yeah.
saying
But she's just with one reviewer. We shouldn't let one reviewer cause people to boycott a game or knock a game or something like that.
now
But Blaze, do me this one favor.
yeah
Um, click on settings in this app that you're using. This Eve Mux. Click on the settings, the little
Yep,
gear. Click on audio, and make sure your audio source for your mic is there.
bro.
Your audio board.
I promise you
Is
it
it?
is, bro. I fucking
It
promise
is.
you.
Okay.
Let me
I
try
just
using
I just
something else. Let me hear me,
I only said that because somebody in the chat
bro. They're saying
said
it all night.
you're sound no, but they're saying you sounded like you're talking from a distance.
Yeah, that yeah.
So I just want yeah.
If my camera had a mic on it, I'd be like, oh shit, I'm using my webcam mic. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Or
but yeah. So there is no other.
there's no other input.
Oh,
That's is
yeah,
I sound low.
do you have your DualSense Edge controller plugged in?
I thought about that, J Dub. Trust me, bro.
Yeah, hey,
I
I
thought
know,
about it,
man. You
bro.
know, yeah. Okay, hey guys, is this the best you're gonna get? We'll fix it. We'll fix it next time.
I don't know. I
Somebody said
really,
tap your. Somebody said tap your mic. Tap it to see. I don't hear anything when you tap it.
I mean, I hear it in the feedback, but
Okay,
I
I hear
don't
it
know.
now. Yeah.
Let me see. Is that better?
Yeah, Blaze. They saying my little $2 dongle mic is sounding crispy, but yours
Yeah,
is
bro.
sounding like a. And that you got that God mic over there.
This is bullshit. It was a little loose, so let me know if that sounds better now. Because I did just
Yeah.
plug it in all the way. Let me know if that sounds
Shout
better.
out. Hey, we got Island Gaming. My brother Pastor Joe is in the house. Shout out to Island Gaming, man.
Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, he just got married. He just got married this weekend to a
Word.
donkey called Clarissa. Shout
Cool.
out to him, man. He's our Dr. Doolittle, the animal lover.
Got you.
Shout out to my brother Pastor Joe.
Pastor Joe in the building, baby.
Yeah, that's my label mate over there. We always poke fun at each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, but
I didn't know where you were going with that. I said, oh shit.
yeah, Pastor Joe, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, brother.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
J Dub,
check.
what about how you said this is an
Hmm.
escape, right?
Yeah,
So you ever been a
it is for me.
right?
It
So
is for
what
me.
about the people? I'm just playing devil's advocate here, J Dub. Anyway, uh, you say it's an escape. So what about if you're playing a game and you're so you've been immersed in a game before, plenty Last of Us or whatever,
Yeah.
of Horizon, whatever. And what about if there's
Yep.
something in that game that takes you out of the experience because it didn't fit? Let's say. You get what I'm saying? Like, say you're playing a realistic shooter and you've seen a unicorn
Yeah.
fly by. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. There are games like that, but here's the thing: if it's a story game, like for example, one of your favorite games, a lot of people say that exact same thing about that game, The Last of Us 2. They said that that game was just the best ever until they ran into a certain moment or a couple of certain pieces that took them out the experience, and they changed their feelings about that game. Now they hate it.
You
Same
know what,
thing.
J Dub? I when I played The Last of Us,
Mhm.
um, I was spoiled, and everybody was in my chat. My live stream's still up when that moment
Yeah.
happens. By the way, and they were
Yeah.
spoiling it for me. They're like, "Wait till you get to the part. Wait till you get to the part." So I get to the part, and you know me, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a
Yeah.
fan of these two characters. It's just
Yeah.
J Dub. I promise you, I would have had the same energy if Ellie got clapped. I
Yeah.
promise you. So when that happened,
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. This is some bullshit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
once I put my little fucking, my feelings to the side, for real. Once I put
Yeah.
my feelings to the side and realized that you guys can, I know they call him Neil Cuckman. I've said it in the past. I used to hate on Neil, but Neil Druckmann has made the most gruesome, most vicious third-person shooter, realistic, shooting
Yeah.
arms, limbs, like ever. Like, so
Yeah.
you can call him whatever you want, but he still made one of the greatest games of all fucking time. That's a fact. Don't argue it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Listen, the guy is a genius, and I'm gonna tell you why he's a genius. He gave us The Last of Us One, where it has like it took us through everything, right? His daughter dying, it took us through the whole gruesome journey of getting from down south all the way to the West Coast, or at least I thought think it's the West Coast or whatever. But
It is.
yeah, because they ended up in
It
Seattle,
is. Yeah.
but and you got to see the journey between these two people that didn't really hit it off, and they ended up becoming father daughter by the end of that. Ellie ended up replacing the daughter that he lost, right? His real daughter. And it ended on such a good feel. Oh my God, the traditional good feeling, you know. And he said he wanted to turn our worlds upside down. Well, fuck, he did. He took everything that we loved about those characters, everything about them, and turned them upside down. Those people that we loved, right? If you beat The Last of Us 2, you realize, by the end of that, you ended up hating those characters. I mean, I ended up literally hating Joel and Ellie. Ellie was a fucking maniac. Like, she was like, I know she got PTSD because, I mean, everything she's been through, but she's a fucking maniac. When I saw her slicing and dicing Abby after everything she done went through, right? I ended up hating Abby in the beginning. But as things transpired, I ended up loving Abby and hating Ellie. I saw how out of control she was. I saw how the hate
Unreasonable.
and anger and unreasonable she was. After all the shit that Abby just went through, the fact that this all started because Joel clapped her dad and basically killed mankind because there was a cure that could have came from that, right? Will you sacrifice one life to save millions, even if it's somebody that's close to you?
What about if the cure didn't
Or
work, J Dub?
it's a possibility, but see, here's the thing in odds, right? It's just like in the whole medical industry when they're coming up with cures and stuff like that for different things. Nobody knows, but the probability, right? You bet on the probability of something. If
Right.
like there's zero chance if you do nothing, but even if there's a 1% chance, it may work.
Now, J Dub,
When you're talking to,
I
yeah,
want you to continue the story, but I just want to put
yeah,
you. I just want yours because you're a father, right?
I am,
And if that's your daughter on that table,
yeah,
she can
that's
live
that,
out her life, or
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's a tough.
yeah. It's a hard decision, and listen, I don't knock Joel for making that decision. That's not why I knock Joel, right? But when you find out more about what Joel and Tommy was doing, prior to that, that like they weren't good guys. They weren't the good guys. They did some gruesome stuff. They killed, they robbed, they stole, they killed kids, they killed women. They weren't the good guys.
But J Dub,
But in the
everybody in that
first in the first
situation.
game, we love to listen. I can make excuses for them and say why they did, but everybody know like those guys aren't fucking good guys. Like they've they're known for being the robbers. They're known for setting people up and killing. Look how many people Tommy slaughtered. Look how many
I
people
know, but
I
they
mean
did what they
Joel
had to
slaughtered.
do. They had to survive. Abby did the same thing. You didn't. How many people you kill with Abby? Be real,
Well,
J
well,
Dub.
well. Yeah, true, 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 true. Exactly, I did. But here's the thing: we're talking about two worlds colliding.
Right.
One did, for example, if somebody hit your son, you're gonna hit them, right? Without a doubt. Like somebody hit my kid, and guess what? They're trying to hit you, and you have this back and forth going on. That's just what happened. That's the relationship that happened. Abby and Ellie paths should have never crossed. It crossed because of Joel made a decision. And by the way, Joel didn't just kill her dad. I mean, again, he killed a lot of people. He killed a lot of friends, a lot of I mean, he killed a lot of people. And I'm not excusing that, but let's face it, Ellie was just a job for Joel. His job was just to deliver her to the Fireflies. That's it. That was the job. Take her from A to Z and get paid what comes owed to you. Right? She was just a job. He didn't care about her. He didn't love her. He was just like fuck it. She was just a nuisance, right? And then, but by the end of the story, he ended up having deeper feelings for her because of the journey, because of everything that they've been through. So you have to take all that into account, Blaze. You have to take all that into account, brother.
Bro, like I said,
Now, she's
I
not his son. She's not his daughter,
right.
right?
She's not.
She's not. She's a job. She's a job. And Abby lost everything. She lost her dad. She lost her boyfriend. Even though he was, he had a
Now, J
baby on
Dub,
the
can I ask you a
way.
question, bro? If I had a
Yeah,
hidden
yeah.
camera I had a hidden camera in your house, and you're
Yeah,
playing The Last of Us for the first time. You walk into that hospital,
yeah.
and I guarantee J Dub is clapping every doctor in that room. Am I right or wrong? You let the doctor live?
Here's-
Come on, J Dub. I know you
No,
killed
okay,
him.
okay. So no, 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 no. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, Blaze. They didn't give us the opportunity, and I'm gonna tell you why. They didn't present the story. Neil Druckmann didn't present the story as, "Hey, gamer, you have to choose. Are you
Right.
willing to sacrifice this little girl, right? That's immune to save billions of people or millions of people?" They didn't give us that option because that's a deeply moralic, if that's even a word. That's a that's a deep question. Let me ask you this: what if it wasn't your kid or your family, but what if it was somebody else and they had the cure to something that your family could use? But in order for you to get that cure for your family and other family and millions of other families, you've had to sacrifice this one kid. You know how you're going to think about it, Blaze? You're going to say, you know what? Millions of kids die a day. What's one more kid? Because technically they do. Millions of kids die a day. Millions of people die a day. We don't really share tears. I mean, God rest her soul. We don't really share tears from him because we don't know him personally.
Right.
Humans rarely ever think of anything outside of their immediate family
No, that's
or their
facts.
immediate reach,
No, that's a
right?
fact.
So people dying all the day overseas. People don't care. People die across town. A lot of times we don't care. But our inner circles, our family and our friends, we care deeply, and we will go to those extents. Um, it's they didn't present that as that case I just gave you. They only presented it as, this is what happened, and now you got the second story telling you the ramifications for
What happened?
you
Your
what happened.
decisions.
That first game we were like, oh my god, this is a great game. This shit was epic. And then part two, it was like, no, Joe. And then it's like, Ellie, no, no, bitch, stop, stop. Like when I saw her to get Abby off that cross, man, off of that the thing on the beach, and then all of a sudden her demeanor changed and she started slicing and dicing her, and I had no choice but to cut. Like I was fighting against my, I didn't want to continue the game. I was like, no, this shit is crazy. Like I had a really like, dude, I wish I could have saw people's like faces while they were playing that scene. They had a dilemma. What do you do? Right? You
Yeah.
don't want to slice and dice Abby. She's been through enough. She's been tortured, potentially raped, and everything. You see how much weight she lost? Dude,
Right.
she was skinny bone. It's like
On
she was
on on
probably wasn't gonna
when she was hanging up,
at the
right?
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
To put her down and to like have her walk away, and then you're like, nah, I gotta end this, and you try to kill her, and you're just slicing and dicing her, bro. That shit it did something. I'm not gonna lie, man. It did something to me. I was
You know
like,
what
I
else
did
was
not like
crazy, J Dub,
Ellie.
about that game that was
Hmm.
excellent is
Yeah,
when you're fighting Ellie, but you're not controlling her. You're
yeah,
seeing her from a different
yeah.
perspective. That was
From a
crazy.
different perspective. Yeah,
Yeah, that
but
was
see, that's the
crazy.
gene. That's why I brought up that point to tell you how such a genius Neil Druckmann is. Right? He knew we loved the first game. He knew we loved those characters. But the second game, he made us hate those characters or hate what they were doing, and got us to understand that they weren't necessarily good people. Ellie, she was an innocent kid, but at the end of it, she was fucked up. She was a fucked up individual.
Well, let me ask you: do you think there's gonna be a third game?
I think there's going to be a third game.
You think so, huh?
Yeah. So the first game was about love. The second game was about hate. The third one may be about redemption.
Hmm. You think
They're
they
just
meet
may.
up and we're playing
I
as
don't
Ellie
know.
and Abby?
I don't know. They listen. I'm gonna be honest. That world could go either way. You could bypass those characters and start with
Start
fresh
new
new
ones. You're
characters.
right. You're right.
That's what the TV show is going to do. Because the world is still so huge and so big, and there's just so much to tell there.
They can do so much,
Um,
bro. They can go all
they
over the
can do so
fucking.
much.
Yeah.
Listen, the first game we didn't know about Abby. We didn't know about Dina. We didn't know about any of the other people. And You know, only a couple of people even made it out alive, right?
Right.
So you know, it was what's his name? RJ, or
What was
is
the
it
girl's
RJ?
name? What she had
Dina?
the gun? The Firefly leader over there. The first game, first mission.
Yeah, yeah. What's her name? I know you're talking about the five, but didn't Joel clapped her though, right?
I don't. Did she shoot her at the elevator when he got to the elevator? Maybe and she was like
Yeah,
moving.
he shot her, and then because he said you're just gonna follow me, she begged him to let her live.
Right. You're just gonna follow me. Facts.
You're
Damn.
just gonna you're just gonna follow me and try to get her. But the reason she was gonna follow is because remember, Abby is the cure for all of this. Like I'm not gonna lie, like if what's up, Lunchi? What's good? What's good? Craig, I see you. If that's a hard position to be in, right? It's if it's your that's my son in the background. If it's your kid, that's a different story because it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to part with that. It's hard for anybody to fathom that. But if it's somebody else's kid,
Yeah.
you'd
If it's
probably
someone
be
else's
like,
kid, I'm
yeah,
telling
to
them.
say,
Yeah. Kill him.
yeah,
Fuck
save
it.
mankind,
Yeah.
save mankind.
Yeah.
But if
You're
it's your
right.
kid, you may be like, fuck it, this gonna be the last generation
You know
because
what
I'm
it
not
is?
doing this. And it's because we have that, it's built in us. We have that something, right? So it depends on how you're gonna look at it. If we look at it from a game perspective of how Neil Druckmann presented it to us, we may be like Joel did the right thing. But
Yeah.
what if you look at it from a different angle? If you look at it from Abby's angle, Abby's dad's angle was like, hey, this I'm trying to. He was a doctor. He's a surgeon. I'm trying to save millions of people's lives that are left. Right. I'm doing this for the greater good of humanity.
It's
Or
crazy.
you
No, no, it's
can you
crazy. It's tough. It's
can you
tough.
make that can you make that decision? I don't know. You know.
And the reason why people look at her like, Joel's daughter dies in his arms and it's like fast forward, he
Yeah.
meets this other girl that reminds you of her daughter, builds but you're right, technically it's really not his
Yeah.
daughter, you know what I mean? But he
Yeah.
became, he looked at her like,
Yeah.
damn. But listen,
Yeah.
no matter how you look at it, what The Last of Us 2 accomplished is it bro, we're still talking about this game, J-Dub. That's the whole
We're still
point.
talking about. We got the TV show. By the way, Lonchi. I mean, Byron. It comes out next year. It comes out, I think, the first quarter of next year. The Last of Us season 2, the TV show, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I liked a bunch. I liked some of it. I didn't like it all, but I want Neil Druckmann
Hmm.
to focus on the fucking games, J Dub. You know what I mean? He wants. That's my opinion. I want him to do what he does, bro. I'm not saying he doesn't do a good job at making shows, but I want.
Well, you got to realize they record like their whole recording for the season is like done within 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't take it. What takes years, right? Is them to market, to find a time span, and to do all the edits and cuts. That's the stuff. They show up, they do their scenes, all that stuff. They wrap up within like 2 3 weeks. Most movies are wrapped up like within a week or two. And so that's why it doesn't take years and years to do that shit.
Interesting.
So he's not. He's overseeing it, right? And with the writer, Basement. What I forgot the name of the guy. Anyway, they work hand in hand to make sure that the gamers, they're gamers. We're very finicky to make sure that we still give our nod to it, and make sure that that shit don't go left. And you still have to respect the gamers, the original audience,
Nah,
but you
see,
also have to bring in new audiences.
no, no.
New people. Mhm.
And yes, I'm sorry. I wasn't talking about you. I was just reading that. Listen, I love Bill. Bill's town to me in the game is one of my favorite parts. What I tell you?
Yeah,
What I tell you about
yeah,
touching them? You know what I mean? Touching my stuff.
yeah,
It's like I mean. And she
yeah,
steals a magazine anyway. Like that
yeah,
part. Bill's town is
yeah, yeah.
so memorable to me, bro. Now
See, that would have
Now
been
Bill
included in there
eating
if
cherries on the grass.
strawberry. Yeah,
Strawberries.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was listen. Here's the thing. outside the game, the part you said, the magazine, him having the battery, and the quick conversation that they had, we didn't really know much about Bill outside of him being this guy
If
that
you read
fucking
the
set all
note,
these booby traps, right? Yeah, if
right?
you read the notes, it kind of tells you, but they decided to bring more there because that's one thing about TV. It's like books. If you read the book of something, it like it'll overwhelm you about the stuff. It'll goes deep into detail. But when you're doing it with a movie, bro, you have to do everything within a 2 hour, hour and a half time span. You can't include everything. But with this TV show, I like what they did. They told you who Bill was, and they expound a little bit with him, and they did it in a respectful manner. They did it in a manner, even if you didn't care. It was a great fucking episode. It was it paid homage to him, and it did it properly. It was a heart pull on the heartstring from it. Even the episode where Ellie and what's her face from the Last of Us
Left
DLC,
Behind.
the Left Behind, right? Even that episode, right? They didn't go into detail and stuff in the game too much, but they expound upon those
Right,
characters
right.
and what happened, and they did it in a great way. And yes, and again, this would goes back to Blaze when you have some people that go, "Oh, get the fuck out of here." It was great writing. It was great acting. It did justice for the gamer. What the fuck else do you want? Get out of here! Like it
But
was, it
J
was,
Dub,
it
look,
was fucking great.
you can't be mad if someone listen. I know people that fucking hate that show. They stop watching it after that part. Bro? It's
Okay,
okay.
well,
It's all right,
well
bro. Like what you like, bro. Like
because
what
guess what? This is like you did, Blaze. In this world, every single day in 2024, no matter where you go, no matter what you watch, what are you gonna do? Sit in a fucking padded bubble room? You're gonna have to turn on TV. You see it on Twitter. You everywhere. It's part of life, right? That's just what it is. But if you're gonna let somebody else's lifestyle or somebody else wound you up, and which is kind of even to me kind of sus because I'm very comfortable in my sexuality. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
hell
43
yeah.
year old married man with 5 kids. Right? Fucking I'm done. Right? I'm done. Um, that means I'm not changing. I am who I am. I'm not gonna change. Right? The world can change. I am who I am. That fucking shit doesn't affect me, right? It's the world is bigger than just me. It is. Other people have stories to tell because I would be a hypocrite, Blaze, to say I don't want other people to tell their stories. But then I turn around and say, hey, I want equality for black people. All the shit we've been through and everything else, I want X, Y, and Z for this, right? But I tell other people, nah, you can't have that. You can't, I'm saying, hey, I like to see black people in games and stuff like that. But then I tell other people, say, nah, you can't have that. I can't be a hypocrite like that. But what I can say is, I mind my own fucking business. You mind your own fucking business. And if everybody else mind their own fucking business, who cares?
There should be more
What
black
did it?
people in games. I'm talking front cover. I'm talking.
Yeah,
There's J
but
Dub. Can you count to me every black main character? Go ahead.
well,
I know like three right off the head. Mafia 3,
yeah, I mean,
Prototype
yeah,
2.
you got mafia. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Blaze. There's more to it than just having a person on the cover, right? It's more to that because technically, I mean, we black people dominate fucking sports. Every fucking character on a goddamn sports game is fucking black, right? It's just it is what it is. Somebody's going to say that, right? Fucking San Andreas, so GTA San Andreas, it's a fucking black game. Let's
Right.
face it, right? There,
I forgot
there's
about
always a
CJ, yeah.
lot of things, but it's more not it's less about just having a character in the game and being respectful when you're telling people stories because we don't want to get summed up as a black person. I don't want us to get summed up as always being the GTA characters, always being the gangster with a gun. There's a lot of fucking black scientists out there. Matter of fact, there's a lot of black video game creators out there. There's a lot of black, those black people in every aspect. Even you remember Battlefield 5, right? Black character. They
Was
tried
it
to tell
1
the.
or 5? I don't remember.
But was it? I think it was. Was it?
I
It
know.
could have been one. It could have been one. I can't remember.
Maybe it
It could
was.
have
I
been
thought it
both.
was 1. Yeah, yeah.
It
It could
could
have
it
been
could have been
both. Yeah,
both,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that black representation isn't fair, but I think the message is it's less about just slapping a face on the cover to fill in a quota.
Right. I
It's
hear what
more
you're
so about the story. Like, for example, Miles Morales. Spider Man's a great game, but Miles Morales, it did something to a lot of people, right? More people, because the way that they crafted, the way that his character, it really did represent how black people were. Like the slang, the lingo, the style, the fashion, the hair, just just the family, the way the family structure is set, and the way he talks to his mom. It really, the animations, it really did justice. That's what I think us as black people would like to see. Less than a fucking just slapping a sticker on the box. Because we know, look, this Assassin's Creed game, I'm gonna get it. Only because even before this Assassin's Creed game, I've kind of always been infatuated by that lore, by that
I've
character.
always liked
You've
Assassin's
always
Creed
seen the
anyway.
Yeah, you've always seen um the pictures and you've always heard it, but for them to try to go into detail and granted there's not much from a historical standpoint that's kind of been documented there. There is some, but it's just the infatuation is let's tell our own story. Let's use that context that we have, but let's fill in the blanks. Okay, he has a wife, he has a couple of kids, he has this. How did he get
They
here?
can get
How
more
did
in
he
depth
get
with it.
that? Get in debt in it, right? So
Yeah.
it's a great way of a story to tell, and it's a video game.
I mean, I'm just saying.
So,
I've spoken
somebody
with
said
people.
Blade. Blade is another thing, right? There,
It's
Blade
coming.
is a
I guess.
great
Yeah.
story. Hopefully they do it justice. Um, hopefully they do it justice and not fucking listen.
Yo, J
If
Dub,
it's a
Blade.
dud, I'm gonna be mad, man. Like,
Yeah.
why the brother got to get the dud?
Nah. But Blade, when you think about video game
Yeah,
and Blade, that's like a perfect marriage,
yeah,
bro. They can't fuck that up,
yeah.
bro. That's too perfect,
Yeah.
bro. Bro, too like, come on, bro. Blade
But
is perfect.
hey, Xbox is making it, man. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just saying. If it
But
was a Sony, we'd be good. We'd be like, yeah, they all right, we good. But I don't know, man. It's Microsoft. They known for fucking shit up.
it's not the Redfall devs, right? It was the it's like the main team, right?
Wasn't it Machine? Who's making it? Machine Games? Who's making that game?
Leon. Isn't it
Yeah.
Leon?
Yeah. What did they make before? What did they make before?
uh, Redfall, I think.
What did they make the Wolfenstein?
I don't know. Help us
I,
out, chat. I
I, I,
forget.
guys, the chat. Who's making the Blade game?
Who's making Blade?
Let
If
me
you see it
see.
before me,
Xbox is Xbox Marvel's Blade. I want to see. Let me see who is making this game.
they said they made Prey, Dishonored,
Uh,
Arcane.
man, they guess what they made, Blaze?
It
They
is
made
Leon.
Redfall. They made Redfall.
Yeah,
Oh
I was
man.
right. I was right. Okay. Yeah. But
Blaze.
I heard it's the real team. I heard it's the big
Uh,
team.
Ray, Blade, listen. I mean, Blaze, I'm gonna tell you this. I never buy into that bullshit about this team it's the 18 team, it's the motherfucker, it's Bethesda or it's that. Like I don't care.
I'm with you. I'm
Like
with you.
you can't tell me this team over here is shit and this team is good. Why the fuck is team shit? Why the fuck are they still employed? And why did you trust them with that?
Mm, I like that. I
So
do like that.
don't give that shit. They should have gave that shit to the coalition. Fuck it. Give it to the coalition. They'll probably make a badass Blade game. I'm just saying, that's your 18, right? Sounds 18.
Yeah,
The
that is
trusted,
weird.
like tried and
That
true.
is weird that one team is excellent, let's say, and one team's fucking awful. Like, why is that? That is
Yeah,
weird. That is a stupid.
yeah.
I yeah, that is kind of
And
yeah.
to be honest, Todd Howard, he's over all of that shit, right? He's over
Yeah.
Bethesda. He's the head guy of Bethesda. So I don't care which one of his teams he used and chosen. He oversaw Redfall. That was his job of that studio. I don't care.
Redfall's a
Can you
good game
imagine?
now.
Can you? Okay, Neil Druckmann. I mean, not Neil Druckmann, but Corey Barlog didn't make God of War Ragnarok. He was off making this new game that he's working on. He left it over to Eric. I forgot his name. Ragnarok was made by Eric for his other guy that was on the team, right? Herman Holtz did not make Horizon, Burning Shores, or Forbidden West. He made the first one. He was in charge of the studio for the first one, right? Those games ended up fucking great, you know.
Amy Hennig did
So
Uncharted, and then she left, and then Uncharted 4 came out.
absolutely, absolutely. So Blaze, why do we have to use excuse? Oh, because it's not this that. No, no, no. Fucking Todd Howard was over all that shit. He gets the same blame. I don't want to. I don't want to hear that excuse, man.
No, it is true, and that
So
goes with anything, bro. If you got a fucking like, bro, if you on a basketball team, J Dub, and
yeah,
you took 50 shots and missed over half of them, we lost the game. People are gonna blame you for it. That's it. Don't matter.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna take blame for it.
Well, the guy at the top always gets the blame. But with Xbox, it's different because for whatever reason, they never blame Phil Spencer. They never blame Todd Howard. They'll blame fucking Sarah Bond or Satya Nadella before they blame Phil for whatever
Bro,
reason.
I don't know what's going on. They said Redfall's good now. Uh, Xbox. You don't want to see how fucked up
Dude, there's
Xbox
there's
is,
literally Blaze. There's literally 4 people playing that game. Literally 4. Go look it up.
you're gonna
We
be
looked it up the
crazy.
other. We looked it up the other day.
And that's a
For
group of four. That's funny. Let me
like I
see.
don't care if it's finally 60 frames a second. It was just a shit. Matter of fact, the developers themselves said that game should have never been released. They thought that they canceled the game, but Phil said he wanted the game to come out because they needed content. So they greenlit that to come out.
Bro, putting a sticker on a box saying not 60 is crazy. Like to cover up the 60 FPS is crazy.
Yep.
Redfall. You know why I don't like Xbox? Because they were fucking with me, bro. They gave me Forza code. They gave me Gears of War code. They gave me
Yeah.
Redfall code. I streamed Redfall. For the first half an
Yeah.
hour, J Dub, I didn't say anything bad. I'm just playing. I heard all the bad rumors. And then I
Yeah.
go off on it. Yo, this game is fucking awful. Blah blah blah. After that, Redfall, I put in my slip. I mean, to get Starfield. I put my ticket in to get Starfield.
That ain't good.
They
Yeah.
didn't fuck with me no more. I said,
Yeah.
wow, fuck you then. Like, you know what I
Well,
mean? What?
not,
Like, I
not,
can't be honest,
now
bro.
you know. Well, now you know why certain people do what they do when it relates to Xbox
Yeah, that's why they
because
fly out
they
cohesive.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't. He can't say anything. He can't tell the truth. He tells the truth. They cut out the access, which is fucking nuts.
Okay,
And I'm,
Redfall,
yeah. How many people
bro.
playing right now?
You know what? You know how bad this is. When your numbers are so low, they don't even show up under the community hub. Like
Yeah,
that's just the first thing you can check. If you go to community hub, you
yeah,
see like how many people are playing. It doesn't even
yeah,
say it. So that means it's probably below 100. Let me
yeah.
check. Let me
Easy,
check.
easy. But it's just like that's why when people always bring it up, oh, it's good now. It's like no, it's not because nobody's doing it. And that goes back to the conversation we had about Concord. Listen, it come out, it could be a dud. It could. Who cares? The great thing about PlayStation Blaze, and I'll tell you this now. Even if they put out a game that is not receptive, even if they put out a dud, they have so many other games and franchises that have always been high quality. There's another game right behind it that's going to come. So if Concord bombs, guess what? We got Astrobot right behind it,
Right.
right?
28
Followed
people, J
by
Dub.
look, that's fucking and he said, oh, it's fixed now. It's not enough to warrant. We streamed that game day one. We streamed it for like an hour and a half. We got sick playing the game. We physically like our stomach got started hurting. We had to like go get some water and just kind of take a break, and we never went back to it. We still got the stream up. It physically made us sick.
Yeah, bro. And that shit was in Massachusetts too. That's where I live. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit, word, let's go, let's play. I'm like, oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
it failed. You know,
But here's the thing: Microsoft flew people out, paid them to go out there, wined and dined them, let them play it on the PC. By the way, notice the PC. They didn't let them play the console version because the console version ended up being 30 frames a second at the time. And they were like, "Yeah, this is fantastic. I love this and that." And it's like one thing I'll tell you, man, I don't trust. There's not an Xbox person that I trust for a review. I just don't trust them because that tells me two things. They just don't know what a good game is, or they're just paid off. Like that's their job to fucking just lie to you.
Yo, listen, bro. You guys can say whatever, like, bro. Um, J Dub has a point though. Like, yeah, it could flop completely. Concord. I don't personally. I don't like Concord. I tried it. It's not for me.
Yeah,
But I don't. I was just telling J Dub like, yo, that doesn't mean I want the studio to die and fucking they get
yeah,
fucking pushed out and that's it and they lose all their jobs. That's not what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm just saying, listen, this game is not for me. I don't fuck with it. I don't like it, but doesn't mean I want it to fail. There's a difference.
yeah,
I'm not wishing
yeah,
on its downfall. That's not what I'm doing. And if Concord does flop, like J Dub said, the next game in rotation will come out, bro, and chances are it's gonna be great.
yeah.
What's your game of the year right now, J Dub?
Game of the year right now for me. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably going to be Final Fantasy VII. It's going to be between Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and believe it or not, Helldivers for me.
Believe it or not, that's my
For
game
me,
of the year.
yeah, yeah,
Helldivers is game of the year for me, bro.
yeah,
I put the most time into that game, bro. J Dub,
yeah,
we played
yeah.
that game
We
every
yeah, we
fucking
played yeah we fucking yeah we ranked up and did all that shit together. Yeah,
J Dub. We played too much of that game. Not like that's
yeah,
gonna like the time you put into it, the amount of people I played with you, I played with Mooch, I played with
yeah.
so many
Yep,
people.
yep.
That
Create
game
all
brought
of us.
yeah, a lot. It brought a lot of people together, bro. Everybody was trying to link up
Yeah,
and play games, bro. I think Helldivers,
yeah,
and look, I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. I can't pretend. I've never been. Don't
yeah,
people. I got Rebirth and I actually played it, and I can see why people like it. It's just
yeah,
not for me, bro. But
yeah,
Helldivers, oh,
yeah,
excellent game.
yeah.
I tried Delta Force. That's that PC Battlefield. J Dub, have you tried
Yeah,
it?
I saw you try. I didn't get the code. But from what I saw, it played a lot like fucking Battlefield.
You know what? You know what
What?
made turned me off right away? No controller
What?
support. I played for 10 minutes. I'm like plugging
Mm,
in the DualSense. All right, fuck
yeah.
it. They don't like PlayStation. Let me plug in the Xbox.
Is that even coming to console?
I'm not sure.
Is it coming to the consoles?
It's a good attempt. If you're going for a whole Battlefield scene, it's a really I can
Yeah.
tell it's a good game. It's a decent game. It just
The
I'm
ba-
not a
the base
keyboard
is
and
there.
mouse
The
guy.
foundation is there. The
Yeah,
foundation is there. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, it's a
Okay.
good game.
Yeah.
Um,
Since being honest, I am a keyboard and mouse guy
are you?
on the
Wow.
PC. Yeah, yeah. Only because my reaction times is a lot quicker than the actual controller.
See, I feel
Now
like
some now some
handicapped is not
games
easy.
like Helldivers, I tried to play keyboard and mouse. Fuck no, dude, I couldn't
Yeah,
nah,
because you gotta
not at all.
fucking
I
type
had
in
to
the
use my
codes.
controller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you can forget that. So, but that game is kind of designed to play with a controller. So there's games that's designed to play that, and then there's one that just so happens to have controller support.
And then there's another game that's on PC that I think BG said,
Uh,
"Hey Blaze, I got a code. What's it called? It's like a first-person CS:GO, but it's like cartoonish kinda. I think Shroud is. I don't know if this is. It's called Spectre Divide. Look that
Back
up.
to the vibe. I
Spectre
need to try that.
Divide. It's like a CS:GO. It looks cool. The art style's
Mhm.
cool. I haven't even played it yet, but
Blaze, let me tell you one game I think is going to be a huge game. Not that it's because it's not a multiplayer game, but you'll like it. It's called The Alters. It's on
the
PC.
altars.
The Alters. It's coming to console, but I played the demo is on the PC on Steam.
How do you spell that?
It came out during the Summer Games Fest or whatever. They released the demo, and I go down the list, and every game that I'm interested in, I'll wishlist it. I
Hold on. Let me
downloaded
see. Is
the
this the
demo when it
Cyberpunk
became
game?
available. No, it's not a Cyberpunk game,
Hold on.
but it's It's I played it, and me and my kids, they watched me play it, and we were like, our jaw just dropped. We were like, Dad, this is a game we gotta get. We gotta get this game.
What type of a game is
You
it?
want me
Is
to
it
tell you what okay.
survival?
So it is a survival, it is a survival game. So here's the thing. The premise is this.
Some of this shit looks like
Your
fucking
your ship crashed in space where you're on this planet and you guys kind of been there and you're trying to extract resources and stuff like that, but some kind of your crew got displaced, a lot of people died, and now it's only you, right? And the goal is you have to escape this planet because the sun is going to rise in like 7 days, and if that sun rises, you're going to die. It's going to destroy the whole planet. The sun of that planet is going to destroy the whole planet. So you have to figure out the communications is down. You can barely talk to your command. They tell you, hey, you got to do this. You know, you say, hey, I found this stuff that we were looking for, this material. They say, great, you found it. Can't believe you found it. Now you need to create another you, right? You need to create another you from a different timeline. Like it's you, but after high school, you either went to college, you got into trouble, you did, so you have different versions of you.
that's crazy. Is
You
this the
have
game that
to,
I'm showing?
that's the game there. So wait till you go to that little ship. It'll show you. But it's oh my god, it's an awesome game. But just the story that I played during that demo, you'll be like, dude, this game is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Anybody, if you can, download it. It's called The Altars.
It is single
I,
player
I
only, right?
It is single player only, but it's story driven, single player, great story to it.
This shit looks
You
like
got to
Returnal,
mind
low key.
it does, but it's atmospheric. It's atmospheric too.
I'm gonna fucking download this right when we're done. Swear to God.
Trust me, you're gonna say, J Dub, thank you. It's more than just what you're doing there. Once you get back on your little ship thing, you have
Let me
to
see if I can fast
create.
forward.
Yeah, you can fast forward. Yeah, see, that's you there. Yeah, right there, right there. Yeah, yeah, go there.
Oh, you can see that. All right. I was like, what is he
Yeah,
talking
so
about?
you enter your ship and stuff like that.
So these, oh, it's got
You
like
have yeah,
reviews. People previews are.
yeah. So those characters, those are you. There's a machine on the ship. You're using that material you mined, and you created this cloning machine, and it clones you. But you don't know what outcome you're gonna get. You may get like a engineer, a mechanic, or just this asshole that doesn't have no value.
Shit. And they say you
And you
ain't a
have
PC
limited,
gamer, baby. Talk to me now, huh?
bro. I'm just saying, it's a great fucking game. Download a demo, play it. I was like, yep, day one. I can't wait for it to come out.
I'm
The
gonna
story
download
is
this shit.
really good in it. The gameplay as well. Graphics great as well.
I'm definitely gonna download it. It's free for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go check out the demo. It's free. It's free on Steam.
Yeah, this is the game I was talking about. I don't know who's developing this, but this is the Spectre game.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
it
I
looks
think
like a
I've seen that.
CS:GO clone,
Yeah.
but the art style is cool. It's like the
Yeah, it's
Borderlands.
cartoony. Yeah. Yeah.
What do they call that? Cell shade, J Dub.
Cell shaded, yeah. You know what, Blaze? Here's the thing, right? There's like I don't know, maybe I'm fatigued from a lot of shooters, but
I am too. No, I am too.
every week there's a new shooter, and it's like, how can you make it different than anything else? And we ended up back on that same conversation, right? If you're a developer and you're making a shooter, how can you make it different than anything else? What's going to make people drop their shooter of choice now and go to this shooter? Concord, we talked about it. Concord is going to have that same thing. If you're already into Overwatch and Valorant and things like that, what's going to make you drop those games to go over to Concord? That's what Sony, the development team has to sell. That's what they have to sell it on.
I agree with
But
that. Another
the
Counter-Strike
great thing
clone.
about it, the great thing about it, they did put a beta out there. I enjoyed the beta, and it was enough there to make me pre-order and to enjoy it.
Bro, and like I said,
I
J Dub,
mean,
betas are risky, bro, because you
they are.
see
It can make it break. It's make it
right.
break.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I'd rather have that risk than to not have a beta, and then we already, as a gamer, we already have that preconceived notion. If you don't have a demo or beta, very seldom we're gonna take it as it's trash because they're hiding it. They don't want people to see their stuff, and they're not going to issue it. Right? You use those to get people to know who you are. It's a brand new IP. It's a brand new studio. Who are you? Like, who the fuck are you? Yeah, I know you got PlayStation and Sony's name behind you, but who the fuck are you?
What about
That's
Call of
that's
Duty?
what.
Are you buying that, J Dub?
Nah, I'm
You're not.
I'm
Wow.
nah, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I get it like every other card. I just I think it's fatigue. It goes back to fatigue.
Yo, don't be hating on my National Geographic. That's what I use to fall asleep sometimes. I would watch some fucking animals, some storytelling. I'm serious, bro. I'm fucking weird like that.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I just think look at Porter Rocks.
yeah,
Just the thing, man. I think gaming is at a spot where like there's a lot of copycatting going on, J Dub. I do think you're right about that. Like this game
yeah,
Spectre Divide, when I seen it, like, bro, it's another fucking CS:GO. This CS:GO has been king for so long, and like J Dub is
yeah,
telling you guys, what's gonna make people leave CS:GO? They got their ecosystem. They've got fucking thousands of hours in this game. What are you doing to make? That's why this Call of Duty, somebody gifted to me. Shout out to my guy Delta. He gifted me Black Ops on PC, and
yeah,
I wasn't gonna buy it, but you know what? Looking at that movement system, J Dub, I think I didn't buy last year's COD. I didn't, or the
yeah,
year before. But
yeah,
this Call of Duty, the movement system, you dive in. I said, you know what? They're trying. I mean, even though it's an incremental, even though we've had this movement system in Max Payne 3 from 20 years
yeah.
ago, I feel like they did just enough. Now, look, I'm making this claim right now, chat. Hold me to it. This is the last great Call of Duty game. Once that, once that, once you start living under
X,
that Microsoft
the
dome,
Xbox stench,
I'm
the
telling you,
Xbox
J
stench
Dub,
hit it. You know,
I've been
yeah.
saying this in my Discord. This is the last good Call of Duty game. Mark my words. If I'm wrong,
I
come
do,
clip this.
I do think this though, Blaze. I think it will be the least selling card,
Think
and you know why? You know why?
game.
The fact that it's in Game Pass, so the Xbox guys aren't going to spend any money on it, and so you can't count those sales, right? So
Hmm.
PlayStation and PC will always hold card down. I mean, they always have, right? Xbox has always been a non-factor when it comes to pretty much games anyway. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think Call of Duty. Yo, J Dub, they won't feel Call of Duty's. They won't die. Like it's look. If you look at Battlefield, if you look at, there's a bunch of other games that have fucking fallen, and Call of
Well,
Duty's the last game that just will not die, bro. It's
well,
crazy.
I'm gonna tell you why it won't die because remember the mainline Call of Duty, the Metacritic scores have always been shit. But when they created Warzone, that created a whole different thing because everybody's on Warzone, not necessarily Call of Duty. Call of Duty is going to get its numbers, but it's Warzone is will bring the money in, and they'll just keep updating it with maps and different things, and they'll keep breaking in the money. So as long as they keep doing that, the game can be it'll be okay. But I do like what you said. I do feel like just bad mismanagement by Microsoft. They're a horrible management company when it comes to the gaming. They'll find some kind of way to fuck it up. And but it's like, what other alternative do you have, Blaze? If you're a Call of Duty guy, what other alternative do you have
You
that?
got Battlefield.
Well, yeah, but Battlefield and COD feels totally different.
They
It's a
do. No,
lot.
I agree with you,
It's
100%.
it's hard. Like that's what I was telling people about Concord. Like if you try to play this game like you play COD, you're gonna get your ass handed to you.
Yeah. Yep.
So therefore, when you get your ass handed to you, you're like, oh fuck that, I'm going back to COD, right? So unless somebody can come up with a COD type Twitch shooter, that's
What's the game? Ubisoft tried it.
yeah. Yeah,
What is it
yeah.
called?
Well, you talking about the X Defiant?
And I feel like there's a good
It, it,
amount of
it, it,
players.
no, there is a good amount of players. It does well. But that's the same thing I was telling you about Concord. You don't have to be number one to be successful. You
Right.
can be number 20,
That's
right?
bro.
There's thousands of shooters. If you're number 20 out of thousands, and you're raking in that dough from the microtransactions, everything, you're good.
I've said that you that's but J Dub, this is
Like
when
it feel right. Didn't meet the expectations that a lot of gamers had. It's still like the number 4 or 5 shooter in the world. Like in the world, out of all of these thousands of shooters, like our definition of bad Blaze is skewed. Bad to us is not really bad to companies, and that's what we got to think about it. If
and
your
I
game
don't
is not, if your game didn't make Call of Duty, we're like, ah, your game sucked, it's trash, it didn't do what it needed to do, and it's like this. But this was like this Battlefield here raked in more money than any previous Battlefield ever. So yeah, at Metacritic level, it didn't beat COD, but I mean, it didn't beat um it didn't meet the
the pro
expectation that
yeah.
we were. But money wise, it did what it needed to do. It's still going on right now.
J Dub, that's an excellent point, dog. Like not everything gotta be the next Fortnite to succeed. It don't. It doesn't
Yeah,
gotta be, oh, how's it gonna like people playing Fortnite, so let them fucking play. But
yeah,
if you can grab a few here, grab a few like people are always telling me they're bored of shooters. Okay. So come
yeah,
try this one. That's all I'm saying. Like when they say Killzone or Concords or the Soul, like bro, it's like one thing I've always said about Concord. It's listen, I don't like the game, but the game is polished as fuck. That's one thing
yeah,
I'm not gonna take away from the game. Is very polished. When you look at why Sony pushed Concord to the fucking front line to get released, and they give it all this airtime, because I was confused. But bro, once you really look at it, the game is polished. It's ready to go.
yeah,
I just think the game is. I think if this game came out in 2018, it would be a hit. I think there's like J Dub said,
yeah,
there's so
yeah,
much competition in that market. There's Marvel's rivals, there's the Overwatches, there's the Paladins, there's the fucking, you know what I mean? There's a
yeah,
lot of competition, and people are stuck in their ways sometimes. They don't want to. They already got all their skins on this game. They already got their friends play. You know what I
yeah,
mean? They ain't trying to do it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
now you're telling people they got to spend $40, even though I think $40 is a great price point. I do. I said that with
yeah,
Helldivers. I think
yeah.
$40 doesn't break the bank. You know what I
And
mean?
you never have to spend another dime. You get all the characters going forward,
Day
all the
one. Day one.
maps, everything else. You're not going to get
Yep.
nickel and dime and stuff like that. But some people want to be. I come to learn that recently. Some people want to be nickel and dime.
No, no,
They want
JB.
that. They want to, which
I'm
is
gonna have to
fucking crazy.
expose you
But yeah.
now. Now JB is gonna get exposed. He
Oh
says I
man.
hate Halo, bro. Check my channel, JB. First of all you gotta do is just do a research. Check Blaze 4K and look how many times I streamed Halo. Okay, I have fucking 300 hours plus in Halo Infinite. I played the multiplayer. I beat the game on Legendary. I liked Halo Infinite. The problem with Halo Infinite
Well,
is there was no fucking
well,
content after you beat it.
well, technically, so I get what JB is saying, right? He says, so why y'all hate on Halo? Here's the thing. I'm going to explain why Halo was hated on. It's because it was supposed. Think about it. It's like Blaze. What would you say is PlayStation's flagship game out of all of the bangers and the goatees? What would be that number one game that's the face of PlayStation?
The-
It's
God of
hard to
War.
say, right?
I'll say
Okay, let's
God of
say
War.
God of War. Okay, let's say God of War. Kratos is the face of PlayStation. Now let's say the next PlayStation comes out, right? Both God didn't both God of Wars won Game of the Year, right? Or no? Or
No,
just
close. 2018.
okay, okay. So okay, right. So they're always in their go-to contention where they win or
They're a
they're right.
contender either
Let
way.
continue. Yeah. Let's say that third God of War, this next God of War, doesn't even enter the GOTY category. You would say, "Oh man, God, it fell off." You would say it fell off. Now, here's the thing, JB, that 87 Metacritic score, we know what happened with that. they gave not only they released the multiplayer before they even released the single player. That's one thing, right? So you got to take that into account. Then for two, they had already gave that game nominations for Game of the Year before the game even came out. Remember, they gave it Player's Choice. It won Player's Choice award before the game even released. Remember, it got delayed for a year, but they gave it Game of the Year. That it's like then they released the game. It didn't have Forge. It didn't have none of the content it was supposed to have. They X'd the battle royale mode. They did a lot of stuff. On top of that, the game itself, even right now, doesn't have that many players that they used to. I mean, Halo used to be the Call of Duty of gaming, right? So we're going by that spectrum. Halo used to be the face of Xbox. It's no longer the face of Xbox because it has failed. It's Halo 5 didn't really do it, and Halo Infinite didn't really do it for them, or what they needed to do to reinvigorate the base.
Bro, I don't think anybody
So
hates on Halo just to hate on it, bro. We're hating on it because there's expectations set for Halo, bro.
yeah,
And when you don't meet those
yeah,
expectations, when you're three
yeah.
four three and you drop the Master Chief Collection and it's fucking broken day one, which it was for a long time,
For years, and
right, J Dub?
even yeah, for years, even Halo Infinite, right? Day one, it wasn't together. It took them like 6 months to a year to get into a state where people was like, it's okay, right? Now today it can be perfectly fine for you and for other people, but here's the thing: now you have other shooters out, right? When you look at Call of Duty, you look at all these shooters, Halo is nowhere on that list. Like Halo is like number 25, 26, maybe down to the 40s. That's what I'm saying. It's so bad with Halo. They're not even get. Did they come out and say 343 is not even working on the next Halo? They're going to hand it to some other studio.
I thought I heard something
I
like
thought that
that.
I thought yeah I thought they just reported that recently that 343 is no longer going to be the studio to work on it. It's going to be somebody else. Um.
Bro, you know what's funny?
So it's not just us making it up, right? It's like it's Xbox gamers. I mean, you guys were the one that's supposed to support that and buy that game and stuff like that. It was y'all, right? It's not us.
They've had chances, bro. And like I said there was I think everybody was here. Meds, Porter, Gaming Addict. I don't know who else was here. It was a big crowd. Jez maybe. And I said, bro, okay, I was like, Addict, you telling me if I said right
Yeah,
now, here's Bungie, swap. We
yeah.
give you Bungie, you give us 343. You wouldn't do it? He's like, oh no, 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 no. But Bungie can't make hate. They were like, I was like, no,
Oh,
I was like, come on, you guys got to be fucking kidding me, man. You guys are
yeah.
lying.
That's yeah, yeah. Let's face. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. This whole Bungie thing, it's gonna blow. It's gonna blow under. Here's the thing. Destiny 2 still has its players. A lot of people still playing it. It had one bad. It had a couple, one or two bad DLCs prior to this last one. This last one was fire. Everybody's back playing it, so it's just because these stories. What's his name? I forgot that guy. Um, Jason Schreier. He comes out do these exposés on these companies and stuff like that, and people jump on the bandwagon because obviously Sony owns them. Exposes internal stuff and stuff going here and there. So you know what happens, and then the gamers, instead of focusing on the games, they started talking about the internal works of these company structures and stuff that it's like gamers shouldn't care about. Like Blaze, you shouldn't care about inside, like at the Ford dealership, right? Let's say you have a Ford F-150 pickup truck.
Fire.
You're just a customer of Ford in there because you bought a pickup truck. Should you get into the nitty gritty of what's going on at the Ford Corporation?
Absolutely not. Don't give a
You should
fuck.
care less, right? Because yeah, as long as they fucking service your truck, that's all that matters. But now in gaming, some of the back stuff is exposed, and gamers pretend like, oh yeah, I don't like that this company does this and this and that. That has nothing to do with the fucking game. But it's the fake outrage.
It is. And Destiny 3
Destiny
was never
2
happening,
is
JB. They
yeah,
never
yeah. They never canceled it because it was never. See, this is what I'm saying, right? They go in, they talk to the people, they find out all this stuff, and then the information gets put out, and then gamers take their own vision of all of this stuff and say X, Y, and Z. And like, unless they announce Destiny 3, hey, Destiny 3 is coming in March or whatever, unless they've ever did that, who gives a fuck?
I'm with you,
We
bro.
don't know. They may decide to make a Destiny 3, or they may decide they got Marathon coming out. That may be great, or it may be trash. They're working on another IP. Sony took some developers from them and created a whole new studio. They're making a new IP. Like
I
as a
think
gamer,
Marathon's gonna
doesn't
be
really
good,
even
bro.
matter. Well,
I
yeah.
believe in
Let's not
Marathon, bro.
listen. You got to put respect on Bungie's name. They created fucking Halo. They created Destiny 1. They created Destiny 2, and it's still one of the highest fucking franchises and shooters out there. It still
Yeah,
makes
people are
fucking
still
shitload
fucking
of
playing
money.
it. Mad people,
People
bro.
are, Bungie is trash or whatever. It's like, okay, well, but when you see the numbers, when you see how many people playing Destiny 2 and how many people bought it and stuff, like it's not trash. Like, how did all of a sudden Bungie become trash? Because Sony bought them?
Bro.
Then you got people that Microsoft should have bought them or whatever. And it's like they didn't want to work for Microsoft. Microsoft only wanted them to make one fucking game. Like,
Bro,
Destiny
they could have
technically was
had
supposed to
J
be
Dub.
Microsoft. Yeah,
They
that
could
was
have
supposed to be
had
Microsoft.
Destiny as a fucking exclusive, dog. But Halo, but fucking bro. That's the old Xbox, right? When you say Halo, Gears, and Forza, that was Xbox saying no. You
Yep.
need to continue making Halo. Halo's so big and great. Instead of just saying, you know
Let's
what, you creatively make what you want. We believe in you. We trust you. You've literally built Xbox from the ground up with Halo. Make the game you want to make. We're behind you. But no, they said you have to make fucking Halo. Think about that shit,
don't
bro. They could have had Destiny as a fuck, bro. J Dub, I would have been
yeah.
all over my Xbox.
No, don't forget. You're forgetting the biggest part, please. Marvel went to Microsoft first to make Spider-Man and to make uh, Wolverine, and X-Men, and all that shit. They turned them down. That's they turned them down. So let's Insomniac begged Microsoft to make a Sunset Overdrive 2. They could have owned Insomniac. Microsoft turned them down. So let's not act like you know it
Bro,
is what it is.
that's bad fucking decision making right there, dog.
Yeah, they make horrible management decisions.
I'm sorry, that's horrible, bro. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
Um, yeah, J Dub, it's 12 o'clock. I mean, I know
Definitely,
you.
man. Finna get ready to crash.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I want to give a shout out to Melodic Punk. Thank you for the donation, Cassie Cates. Thank you for the donation. I kind of lost track of them, but nonetheless, thank you to all the members. Thank you for everybody that hits the like button, shares it out. I really, really appreciate it. And more importantly, thank you to J Dub for saving the show, coming to save his boy, bro. I appreciate you, J
Oh,
Dub.
bro,
Really,
you
thank you for your
you
time,
already
bro.
you already know you can always hit me up, man. Anytime, anything you need or whatever, you know I'm there, man.
Bro, go check out J Dub on his channel. He also does 60 frames no lag with Porter Rock all the time. Make sure you check out him. Um, he's a great listen. Stay the fuck off Twitter, bro. Stop thinking people that live, you can't. I get you only see what you can, you see what's in front of you and you judge what's in front of you sometimes. I get it. But these are great people. Bro, yo, J Dub I've known him for fucking, how many years now, J Dub? I can't even
Shit,
fucking,
a decade, man.
uh,
It's been a long
easy.
time, man.
And J Dub has always been a consistent guy, bro. Always been a fucking consistent friend. Anytime I text him, he's always hitting me back. He's always sending me. You know what he's really doing? He's giving me blue balls. He keeps sending me shit about SOCOM you know what I mean, with the eyeballs. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, damn. And hey, and my boy Texas Toast is making a SOCOM game. And trust me, when it's ready,
Yeah,
J Dub, I'm gonna send you these character models that he's got that put
yeah.
into his game. And
You know
and
I'm that day one.
you
You
let
know
me
I'm that day
know,
one.
J Dub, if look, this is how confident I am. You look at these character models and then you tell me they're not Ghost Recon quality, like top AAA
Yeah,
quality. If they're not, you just say Blaze, nah, this ain't. I promise you. I
yeah,
promise you. If I could, hold on, real
yeah,
quick before we get out of here. If I can, let me see if I can find it, real quick,
yeah,
because this is beautiful shit, bro.
yeah. By the way, me and Blaze, man, we been playing Ghost Recon sometime, bringing back that old SOCOM feel, and
Fuck yeah, bro.
and talking about the good old days and what these companies could do to fill in that blank. And I'm gonna be honest, Blaze. I hate that these companies started going this whole games as a service route because they're spending less time creating the games that we actually want. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, just give us, give us what we want.
All right, look, J Dub.
Oh, that looks awesome. That looks awesome.
Look at the detail in the fucking. Come on, baby. This is next level shit right here, bro. I'm trying to tell you,
And
chat. This
yeah,
is called From
that's
Within. This is
yeah,
gonna be Unreal Engine 5. It's in development. I got my eyes on it. I'm with the developer almost every week looking at it.
yeah,
Listen, some of my pockets might behind it. He hasn't asked for a dime. I've just given it to him. He hasn't asked the
yeah.
community for a dollar. I just see him. I see the type of money he's spending, and I'm like, yo, if I got it here. Anyway,
They weren't.
but yeah, shout out to J
Yeah.
Dub. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Love y'all so much. Have a great weekend. Enjoy, play
Peace.
games. Peace.